You're telling me, yeah,
a month before he died, those things were just happening.
a month before General Overson Mugwisi died.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So to take me into this, why would why? So you're telling me that these mysterious things were happening to your uncle, right? But then I'm also needing to understand why Tagwirei would demand 16 cows from your uncle's estate at his death. What
I
for?
think maybe they had something that he had before, because this was just a paper that he left. Okay, that he left to the farmhouse. You understand?
Right.
So I cannot state the name of the guy if because our security. That's why you see the paper that he left in the paper was written. What I want these 16 guys, whatever, and we were shocked. And that guy by now is in South Africa. He ran away.
The guy who was representing your uncle, you mean?
Exactly. The guy who was given the paper, which was written in curves and what, he ran away. He's now in South Africa.
Okay, so I need to understand now how we got to this. General Overson Mugwisi is one of the surviving military generals from the coup period who assisted the current president make it in 2017. And he became then also the spokesman. So he took over from SB Moyo as spokesman in the new government, correct?
This game is a dirty game, I mean. You don't understand this.
Mm-hmm.
That guy suffered a lot before his death. I don't want to lie.
General Mugwisi suffered.
You don't know about this that I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm unknown. That's why my page is written the Son of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever I am, I'm telling you, I've got the feeling that where our state is right now, I'm a youth. I cannot tell you my age, but I'm a youth. I'm very young, but I'm telling you, our state needs a clear picture of where are we going. The Chinas, they are looting everything. And my uncle suffered. You understand? I'm still crying for my uncle because he suffered. He died for the people. You understand? The whites came and do whatever they did. The sideliners calling us baboons, this and that. And my uncle's uncle was young. You understand? I all know that history told me before he died. But those guys, I'm telling you, but me, I'm going to come for them one by one.
Yeah, but why do you think, I need to understand, why do you think that Tagwirei would have an interest against the welfare of your uncle, of the military general? This is during...
Because of the paper that he left, that paper that I'm telling you about.
What paper is that? Sorry, can you be clear?
Like a letter.
Mm-hmm.
That he left.
Okay, so yeah, right. So I'm okay. The paper about the 16 cows.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? As someone who is outside this story, you have left me with more questions than answers. To want to understand, yeah, I'm struggling to understand why, because Tagwirei is a businessman. He's a celebrated businessman. The government calls him a business.
You don't know these guys, my man. That's why you hear people saying politics is a dirty game. You might be in business. See, you don't know the scenes, the backstage, where they come from. They are bad, these people. They've got black hats. They are cats. I can call a lot of names. They are bad as they are. They can smile in front of you. They can do whatever they want in front of you. You can demand anything they can give you, but I'm telling you, their bed is there. Yeah, I think I'm done with that.
Well, you know, you've left me a little bit breathless, I must say. I must say. Anyway, you know, tonight, just so that we please stay, if you could stay, the sun, if you could stay here. Well, I think he's probably going. Right. So tonight, Zimbabwe's the nation around the world. Kuda Kwashe Tagwirei is confirming the allegations that have been made by Blessed Geza, and he's confirming with his own mouth, unwittingly, or maybe perhaps wittingly, but he's making statements that are so direct that it is too correlated or too connected to almost everything that Blessed Geza has been accusing him for. My apologies.
I can't hear anyone. This is what happens when I don't speak first.
Just hold on. There was a small technical error that happened because I'm trying to load certain content that is needed for tonight for the session, and so what has happened is that while I was trying to do that, there was some feedback that happened to the equipment that is over here, and so it kind of just made things a little bit, I apologize, a little bit funny, and so I just want to come back. So we're going to have people asking questions and making contributions and the like. But I would like to quickly connect, just to do a recap of why we are here, why the session is being done. This session tonight is about Kuda Tagwirei confirming Blessed Geza's allegations on his own, making a statement that he is the one who raised the Trabablas interchange project owner, Obey Chimuka, who raised also the cement company that is behind the cementing of the interchange, and practically almost all other roads. I mean, he says it on his own. He alleges that he is the one who is behind the construction of all the roads in the country. And then Kuda Tagwirei also makes a statement to say that he is, he even uses the term Chigananda. Now, this is just before I then phone him, and I'm asking him about the pre-Kabe meeting, Now, the statements that he makes also include one relating to the tender for Mbare town, the Mbare market that was burnt down. And that statement, it connects straight into what ZANU-PF members, including a certain Mai Mashingaidze in Mbare, who says she lost tens of thousands of her money in that burning, make when they say that the person or persons behind that burning were none other than right at the top, number one, the president himself. And the winner of the Mbare tender is none other than the same Obey Chimuka, and multiple journalistic reports point to Kuda Tagwirei himself as the winner of that tender for the construction of Mbare. So in this very short 3 minute 42 seconds, people hear and watch practically everything that has happened in the country relating to infrastructure of the roads, including the Trabablas interchange, including the Mbare market construction, all in one. And what Mai Mashingaidze, a ZANU-PF member, is saying, complaining about the Mbare market burning down last year in October. And the development suggests that the market was actually burnt down just so that the market, the changing of money at Mbare is destroyed. And once again, Tagwirei himself, who according to Blessed Geza is the one who is behind CBZ, benefits. And at the same time, he also benefits through the reconstruction of Mbare as a tender. It's like Tagwirei is sucking from Mbare in 3-4 different ways. From the same Mbare market burning, the Mbare market destruction of the money changing business or industry. At the same time, the tender for reconstructing Mbare itself. Again, Kudakwashe benefits. How much is that? 200,000. Shocked straight to Obey Chimuka, who is, according to Kudakwashe Tagwirei, one and the same person. It's Kudakwashe Tagwirei himself. He says it on video. So could I, with your permission, quickly just replay this 3-minute clip, and then we'll have people asking questions. We go into it. We're doing this for people to hear it from the horse's mouth, not from anyone else. Quickly, here we go.
Company knows fossil contracting. Sakapese pamunoona pachigadzwa nemarodzi ndiye uyu ndiye chigananda manje yakona company yake ndio inogadzira maroads. Ane company imwe zvakare inoita cement inonzi Yaka Kaya. Umwe wacho asipo panapa ndiane Yaka. Uyu ane Kaya cement yaimbonziyo Lafarge. Chigananda ichi. Ndokumbura kuti ndimbocorrecta something. Ati ndisacorrect. Ina handidi kupa credit yaisiri yangu. Handitori zvinhu zvisiri zvangu. Uyu ndindakamukudza kuti aite business kubva achitanga. Asi handizini ndakavaka Mbare Msika. Mbare Msika iri yakavakwa iyo.
Wakatomboireiza nyaya iyi last week.
Ndiye akaita.
Iri kunetsa nyaya yacho nekuti
matauriro amuri kutoita zvekutoratidza kuti comrade tekutodzingwa musika hapana patiyanzi tidzokere mumusika. Saka zvinhu zvedu tichazviona kupi?
ndopatiri kuti zvichiwanikwa pari kuti netsei nyaya yekuchinjwa kwemari ndo nyaya iri kuitika nekuti pari ipapapa hauisi Mbare chete ichaitika izvi. Muchaona kuti handiti munoziva mupedzanamo kuti pari kutaurwa nyaya imwe chete iyoyo then poita pachitumbwisa kana muchiziva pachikwana paya pane nyaya imwe chete then kozoita ndisingaizozivi masvingo vari kutaura nekuti nzvimbo dzaidzitaurwa dzakati wandei. Nzvimbo dziri kutaurwa dzakati wandei kuita kuti kwai zvasi kungoti nyaya yezigi
ndikuwadza vanhu comrade. Nyaya iyi vari kukuwadza vanhu.
Meeting yekupurika yakanzurwa naishefu.
Aiwa, handizivi but ndofunga iriko. Taurai namachacha. Inokanzurwa. Taurai namachacha.
Okay, saka tiripo natwai natenemi.
Ndikufunga kuti handizivi nini because handisi central committee member. But ivo ariko ikoko.
Okay.
I don't know. Handombozivi kuti yakanzurwa kana kuti yaitwa sei. Taurai namachacha kando vakuru venyu naivo kuma. Thanks, bye.
Okay, tungonzwa kuti number 2 vaasi kufara.
Kudakwashe Regiment Tagwirei ndio number 1 chigananda ichi. Chotoda kutoita president ichochi. Chinotamba achiti zeve mushi. Achifurana okusiria. Kuti kana iye akasapinda panopinda okusiria. Ndiye munhu ari kupiwa mamaini ose. Right ehurumende. Ndiye munhu ari kupiwa makamani ese ehurumende. Ndakapotaura last time. Ndikapa maexample ana ZB, ana CBZ, ana Fidelity, makamani akati one day.
Here we are. We can see it on the screen. Those are the two projects laid out one after the other. The one from Mbare Market.
Fossil contracting.
So the one from Mbare Market and the one for Trabablas interchange. Here we go. Kuda Tagwirei saying it. Let's hear questions. Let's hear people talking or making contributions. And we give each other here 2 minutes apiece. Shall we start with the lady, Bosalani? Please shoot. Yeah?
Simba. My first, unaza power player mauyuga. Yanda enjoy and kumbonzwa voice ra comrade Geza because andavasuwa shamari ko vari say wakambotaura now.
Aiwa ndisukwanisa kutaura because pane zvimwe zvinhu zviri kuitika zvisingataurwe pafoni.
Madam Sadaro, anyway, I hope he's well, bless him. As Zimbabwean is a Zimbabwean, we'll find each other. I came, when we're talking about this whole Tagwirei thing, and because I was a bit confused with the audios, there's one where it looked like you were having were you having a conversation with him?
Yes, I was having a conversation with him, yeah. Very brief though, yeah.
Okay, but it looked like he said he didn't know anything about what you were asking, right?
Yes, it was not so much that he doesn't know anything about what I was asking. He was actually directing me to someone who should give me more detail about the pre-Kabe meeting. So I was asking him there about his rally, his pre-Kabe rally, if it is going ahead. And so he was saying, look, he actually stated that it is going ahead. So that is the first thing that he said. And then the second thing was that he would, I should go to Machacha. Machacha, the man who says Geza was womanizing during the war, and was humanizing and driving in being chauffeured in a limousine. Yeah.
Womanize. Don't womanize us. Okay. I remember my 2 minutes are not used yet. I'm just asking you questions because of the audios you played.
Right,
I think it's only fair.
Yeah. Okay.
We get an opportunity to understand what was being played.
Mm-hmm.
So
does it make sense?
Approachable.
Yeah. Well, he is approachable, but I also need you to know that he wasn't talking to Simbach Kanza. He was talking to a comrade who is supposed to attend pre-Kabe, because I'm a central committee member,
Yeah, but still, he was talking to you, though.
He was
but he was talking to you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, all right. So good news to hear he's approachable. Okay, fine. And then he referred you to where you need to go to get more information. And that's good news. And then it sounded like there was something mentioned about Mbari Musika, right?
Yes. No, the Mbari Musika issue. Yes, he said that the Mbari Musika tender was given to his mentee, who is also the Trabablas interchange contractor.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So thank you for that clarification. Right. So I'll start my 2 minutes now. Your submission. Thank you so much for that. So from what I'm getting here, like I said, I think people have to understand something, which is that when it comes to politics is about money, right? You need to have money. I'll give you examples of America, where the way Elon Musk had to come in and then support, what's his name? Trump. It was money. You go to the UK, there's this whole thing about the conservative people. And I think the previous prime minister, before the Labour took over, he had issues where he was making deals with people with money so that they didn't pay tax and all that. And eventually it all became so big and people found out about it. He had to resign. And then, elections then happened. Now we have a Labour government. It centers around money. And that's the first thing you need to understand. Politics is money. So Tagwirei definitely has that money, Simba. Mari iripo. So when you hear the things they would say, okay, the trabables, this and that, the interchange, the bare musica, this and that, people with money or people who are connected to even Tagwirei. You know, Tagwirei is a person and married to the point kutori nevanhu veopposition vanotoda kutoswera padhuze naye vakatopiwawo mota naye. It tells you something. It's not something that should be surprising to anyone. I mean, what you should be asking yourselves perhaps is, but I'm sure Simba, they couldn't yet say lithium. He's in the lithium business. He's into this business. He's into that business. I think there's a bit of a difference than when you talk of the likes of Wikno, where you don't actually know half the time. For you to rise up the ranks in any government sort of setting where we've got a ruling party, or right now it's ZANU-PF, you're going to have to, you do it based on Maria Unayo. Your money opens door. Let's not lie to each other. Maria not over a door. Even, why is it not, is it the Bible not to make a way for you? These are things which we have to understand that they're going there. It happens. And even when you say that, confirming Geza allegations, Geza katarot Maria kudai, Maria mamain, Maria kenobva kwakati, Maria kenobva kwakati. Yes. Hapana chaka confirm Geza. In fact, Geza should have been more interested kuti Maria ke kubva kupi sponsor movement yake yakaedza kutanga ikaflopa. That should have been the main interest of people, rather than telling us kuti Maria uyu but who's still standing and who's nowhere to be found? And voice in how many weeks? He never did anything. It's just this the like social media. I think there's a ghost account which has been opened using his name, but she posted because he's nowhere to be found. His entire movement would have been successful. That was backing it, because any revolution, any sort of campaigning, political campaigning, perhaps that's why opposition have never had a footing, because but I want to appreciate like those who support opposition, who supported the previous election with campaigns, with all this. They did the best that they could, but guess what? The problem is shorter transparency and accountability. Who knows what Maria they were putting money my polling agents will be there, only to find out there were no polling agents in a lot of polling stations. What is that? But then the thing is, when it came to ZANU-PF, and this is the thing about elections, and I also think that this would be a discussion for you, Simba, and others. Should we really truly go to another election, knowing fully well ma reforms? Tapinda 2023 was how many years ago? Tatu 2025. Hapana kana politician wandukunzwa achitaura kuti tine ma electoral reforms that we've sent out, that we are campaigning for. They're all quiet. They want to come back 6 months or so before an election. What it atumira sadat for electoral reforms. How do you think that works? In politics, elections are planned the day or even before an election finishes. This letter ZANU-PF you have to plan for the next election. Our opposition is sitting on its toes. So you've got the likes of Tagwirei and they inject money into the Trababeles interchange. They're injecting money, like you're saying, into the bare musica thing. Things can only happen in. And this is the thing which shocks me. Are you telling me that there's no one out there who's not a ZANU-PF, someone anemari zakabata, anoshanda mabasa, anochkisa anema millions, and now they are there. But guess what? They don't want to be involved in politics. Why? Because politics in Zimbabwe is toxic. The moment you put your name out there, what are let's say Chamisa Chatzoka, because I'm sure you'll come 18 months or less and say political party you want to support. Do you know what it puts a stain on you as a business person, on you, on any type of career or individual that you are? People only support winners when it comes to money. So right now Tagwirei is the money person. Let's not lie to each other. He's definitely there. and he's telling you kuti this person and akashana naye and akawana tender. Unofunga kuti akawana tender, say you get tenders also based on who do you know. Who is the person anokuziva kana tachataura for you? This is business. Just like in life, when you're looking for a job, you know someone because someone vouched for you. Someone vouched for you. This person is good. Hire them because you got to a level and you vouched for them to then enter into the job. Let's not act like this is new. These are things that are happening in life as you are, where you are. So when we see it happening in politics, we shouldn't be surprised that the people who say nice things about Tagwirei or who advertise the great work he's doing, you think they advertise because they truly believe it's great. They do it because they know, Kuti, that's the only way you step forward, you go forward. Anyone like you, Simba, bad things about Tagwirei, do you think you're going to go up the ranks? You think they're going to put you in a position of any sort of journalistic thing in any, ZBC or any sort of platform where media is involved? No, they're not. Because we live in a world where people want to be pampered. Let's not lie to ourselves. Even your opposition leaders, your followers, the people you follow, they want to be pampered by you. They want you to say nice things to them so that you can come closer to them. The moment you question them, the moment you ask for transparency and accountability, it's a red flag. They want you far away from them. Let's not act like this is not human nature. So as I'm landing, I'll just say that. Fantastic that obviously you played the recording. Geza was just confirming the fact that the Trababilis and all these kind of developments we're seeing in Zimbabwe are coming from possibly Tagwirei and the businesses or the businesses that he has. It makes absolutely a lot of sense because Maria Chanayo, to be fair. Now, the question we should be asking ourselves is what they're creating, right? Whether it's the interchange, whether it's Mbare Musika, is it to the point where we are happy with it, right? I saw before there was this post which they said was fake about the type of charges that people at Chashanda Umbare would be charged, and then there was a message saying, "Oh, this is fake. It's not true." Well, it's good that they said it's not fake because it's not reasonable. If you're going to build something and you say this is the new Mbare Musika, it has to be in a way that Zimbabweans can go there and trade. Zimbabweans who live from hand to mouth, Zimbabweans who are expected to pay for their school fees, pay for their rent, pay for food, right? They have to be able to survive. You don't build something and it's all flashy and new only for you to make Zimbabweans suffer so that they can have a place you could trade, a Mbare Musika Nyoan. No, it doesn't work like that. Otherwise, Zimbabweans will look for another place where they can actually sell their things and not even bother with your Mbare Musika. These are to be don't care how much money it's not about the money that you made. But remember, you didn't know what you were going to eat today. You didn't know how you're going to pay your rent. Go back to that point where you understand that a lot of the majority of Zimbabweans are not millionaires. They're not rich to the point where they can even apply for tenders. Many have got dreams, but they can't even fulfill those dreams because Mariaka shorter. And many, when they're even asking friends or some people come across what will support you, we will want you to break through because we see your talent. These people don't even do what they said they'll do. So we're living in a world where you need to fight. You need to struggle before you get ahead. So if the money makers, the money changers, whoever they are, right, who are governing Zimbabwe right now, they need to understand who Zimbabwe is Yavo. Zimbabwe is not for the minority, it's for the majority. And if you do not come to a point where you support the people who are suffering, you've got such money, I expect you to invest in the hospitals. You've got such millions. I expect you to put it into fixing our hospitals, fixing our roads. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is when people will truly respect you. But if it's an issue where you've got money and you put it where you want to just so that you can gain a seat in government, then you're not doing anything. I don't think people would have a problem or even be talking about the fact that, or these allegations of Tagwirei wants to be the next president. If we don't wonder, kuti mari yake ya Tagwirei wacho iri kushandiswa for what? Ma hospitals has kushanda, where is your Tagwirei money? Where is it going? Why isn't it being injected in that? If he injected it in the things that affect us, majority of Zimbabweans, we had no problem. President was Zimbabwe nasi. Because what we want is someone ane mari and someone ane injecta mariacho in the things that concern us. Because that is where you get our vote. That is where you get our support. Anyway, I'll end there for now. Thank you, Simba.
Thank you very much. Right. Dara, good evening to you.
Thank you very much, Simba. I almost was going to sleep because I did not understand what boss Salani Nasi had. But anyway, the issue here is not about...
Excuse me. Can I tell you an insult?
Asiri Kunzi. You can see my photo. You can now know who I am.
I don't care who you are.
Exactly.
But if your way of thinking
let's have him talk uninterrupted. No, well, let him talk, and then let him. No, Salani. Let's have him. We will. Well, you will. No, you will be able to respond, Salani, and sure, as soon as he finishes, you can also respond to his statement. Dara, you seem to have been cut there, Madzoka. I think if you could come back, that would be great. Okay, I think it's back now. Yeah, please go ahead, Daraji.
Old man.
Right, Daraji, shoot. Oh dear. Right, maybe try and reconnect because it looks like right. There's a question maybe before Mdara comes back that to you, Salani, Patriotic is saying, what is this lady called Salani really saying? She's all over the place and really confused. How can she say opposition needs someone with money for things like polling stations and at the same time talks about
why was opposition asking people to go on spaces like she donated Mari? Was it not for polling stations? Tell him he's more confused than he even realizes. That's a stupid question.
I think Dara is back.
Politics
right.
needs money.
Right.
How are you so daft to that point?
I think Dara is back. Dara, please go ahead, yeah. Oh dear. Why does he keep getting cut? Yeah, I want Damona. I've seen your ABM, but wait so that Mdara can just finish his Mdaraji, drop one. What's going on? Right, okay, it's back now. Mdaraji, shoot. Yeah, shoot, and try and make it short so that you don't get cut. You don't get cut again. So try and make it short and sharp so that we can hear you. We can hear your delivery before you're cut out. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
We can now hear you perfectly. Go ahead.
Thank you. What I was saying is the issue of ill-gotten money. The issue is about corruption. The issue is not about the money that Tagwirei has. It's about how he gets his money. Do we need to use that ill-gotten money to fund activities in the country? That's the issue. Geza is not a member of the opposition. He is a concerned citizen like yourself and myself, concerned about the level of looting, the level of open holes in the public in the public finance. I've just been looking at a report by the Afro-Exim Bank, and I'm hearing so concerning issues about our debt. The Minister of Finance presented his report on both the international or foreign and domestic debt, and he misrepresented everything. The debt is now for sitting at 14.5 billion for external debt. He reported 12. He actually had a black hole created in the national debt of 2.2 billion. Why that has been done? If we had how to explain, the domestic debt is sitting at 8.8. What is causing that? It is this which we want to discuss on this platform. If Tagwirei was making his money in the same way that clean people like you make reference of Elon Musk, Trev Masiwa and others, then certainly yes. If he goes for a
I can't hear anything, Simba.
Yeah, yes, I think he's been dropped there. It looks like he's getting dropped.
Elon Musk very clean.
That keeps getting dropped. That keeps getting dropped. Right. So I think while we're waiting for Dara, we're going to shoot straight to George. George, are you back? George, are you back? Okay, George has been cut. Oh dear. We had George here.
Right, but there is a gentleman that is constantly here that has good internet that's named ABM.
Oh yes. Okay. No. Okay, we are going to shoot to switch to you. It's just that we didn't want to have a situation whereby someone comes back and then it will be disrespectful to be as if we have disrespected him, so that we could hear you. Right, Ndara, are you back? Ndara, shoot.
Mm-hmm. The issue here is about public funds. The issue is not about Tagwirei, but if he is involved, as was mentioned by Geza, a concerned citizen who has now been punished because he's telling the truth, then certainly we can talk about Tagwirei, and we can talk about why he is referring to Obechemota. Who is he? If you look at the Magnitsky sanctions that were imposed, they actually talk about Obechemota as well. But if you look at the thread, the Tagwirei was a if you look at the Magnitsky sanctions that were imposed by the US, you can actually see how it goes. Ukanyatsotarisa the thread. Shika Panatagwirei, Chipa Panatagwirei, Chienda, all these other proxy companies that are being mentioned to siphon our people, to siphon our. Yes, there is a huge impact on the debt, Richaitwa carry over. Years to come by our kids. That's why we are concerned as citizens. By the time we get there, we're not going to colonize. This is not about corruption. Chinese, whatever. We are talking about Zimbabweans are Cuba and very facilitate and very support treasury. This report there before yesterday. Chikoreti ichocho tiri kuchiita nei chikoreti ichocho chiri kuitiswa nemaillicit financial flows nemoney laundering nezvese zviri kuitwa nezviri kuitwa nana Tagwirei. And that is exactly the point. Zvekuzoti anoita president ade izvo dzimwe case ngatiite zero on what Geza brought in. Is it real? And what should we do as citizens? And what is the impact on this or on these illicit deals? But just remember that could debt ready equals, as reported Marmwezuroro so Parliament na Minister of Finance Professor Vakaita under report debt trade equals no really kuita foreign debt natori perera 14 point something billion, domestic debt 8 point something billion, in total 22 point something billion, but the world knows good debt trade already 12 point something debt, foreign debt, pane at the wall, 2 point something debt. What this means is not a separate space to enda step by step. Nekuti economy ndio nyika. Kana pasina economy, hapana nyika. Economy ndizo politics. Kana pasina economy iri sound. Tinenge tichinetsa na politics. Kana economy iri sound sekunyika kwa muri. Hakuna gakha So let us go on the issue of corruption, not yekuti mari dzaita so. No, hakuna muno muZimbabwe ndoziya ane mari kunze kwa strive masiwa. The rest of the people vari kuba. Thank you.
Sorry, Simba. Can Dara present the evidence or the sources of what he's saying, what was announced, and the official or the proper debt iripo because it's coming from a source card. Otherwise, atidi munhu akangoshandisa calculator yake akadecide kuti ndandapedza iwe ndotara na Simba. I'm talking to Simba. You're not Simba, are you? So Simba, can we ask him to provide my screenshots or the links to what he is saying, Kuti, this is the correct debt that Zimbabwe owes, and it figures from his head.
Okay, Simba, quickly go to inbox right from the independent. The evidence. This is so sad.
Yes, comment section. Why do you need to go to Simba's DM?
It's all about I share with Simba actually.
But
it's really very sad what is happening.
Evidence for comment section. Don't go to Simba's DM.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much. And you know what? Here's a contention here that has come through. Dharam Satmayenda, I'm gonna get your inbox on Elon Musk. Right. Seven Oaks says Elon Musk is definitely clean. He commands global respect in the business world. This woman is so rude. Salani says, look, how could Elon Musk be clean? And and I think, and then someone else, I think you've noticed that a lot of South Africans raised up the statement that Donald Trump made in the Oval House a few days ago, that it is Elon Musk who made the South African president to be frog-mashed to the White House and be spoon-fed statements that have been contested, or allegations that have been contested, that there is genocide against white people in South Africa. And a lot of South Africans have also said that they're going to block the implementation of Starlink in South Africa because their allegations are Musk is not clean at all. These are their allegations.
Yeah. And can I just add to that, Simba?
Yes.
Because when you talk about someone who's clean, like with all due respect, guy.
Yes.
Q the Boer, you heard have you seen the video? The actual video, which was taken in 1990, where they were in a classroom and they were basically chant and all that, my liberation heroes, when they were going to war. Or you understand what I mean? And then this whole thing where they're talking about the South Africans in genocide. What about the black South Africans? They don't talk about those women who were killed and fed to pigs. Remember that case? These are black people, black South Africans who are going through stuff like that. And all they had to say, because of Elon Musk, and he's the one who started that issue, because obviously his mother and father are South African, and also because of that, he can never become the president of America anyway. Maybe ex-mwana wake, waka created a platform, so we still come back to the point whereby money talks, and money did get him to the point where he started his Dodge whatever department, but he couldn't stay there for long because he is not a person, an American citizen by birth, and that is how you get into my positions. I owe for longer. So, and then to the person I'm rude. Yeah, if you're rude to me, I'll be rude to you, Sha. You get what you give. It's simple as that. But what this guy has not answered, Ndara, is the allegation of the fact you're going to announced the finance minister. My numbers are incorrect. Comment section and just because people want to divert the conversation.
You don't need to talk a lot in the past.
I will talk a lot because I'm a woman.
Right. So here's the articles here. Okay, so I'm just posted here on the
please.
No.
What are my alternative sources?
No, these are alternative sources. So I'm just putting it right now. Here we go. Whew, right, here we go.
And futhi by my yakataura na finance minister usangoti pe digits ako pasina statement ya finance minister so that we can look at it ourselves.
Okay, so I've put them into the dashboard here. Okay, thank you very much. So quickly, we're gonna get a few more people also coming in to speak now, but I think one of the most important discussions around this will be also on Musk. Is he clean, and is he really clean? Because South Africans, particularly South Africans and Zimbabweans, have been talking about this topic, and also Americans, American citizens. A lot say Musk is clean. A lot also
said he's been taking drugs. Did you see that?
Yeah, a lot also allege that Musk is not clean at all, and so it's a contested. I think it's a contested area here. It will be good to have discussions. I think it will also be good to have South Africans also coming up, black and white, and also even Asian, to give their views, because I think this is quite a bombshell topic. Don't you think, Somdara? At present. No, you're the one who raised the matter, so I'm taking it back to him. Yeah, Somdara. Yeah, don't you think so? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you realize that Elon Musk has got an issue, a bigger issue, not with South Africans much, but with Zimbabweans, because this guy looted our resources. But that's a subject for another day. Today we want to discuss Tagwirei.
It's not your space, so you can't dictate.
I thought that was the topic.
Elon Musk is a money changer, just like Tagwirei.
Yes. No, but the two are connected. We want to talk about him later, because Elon Musk in the man.
It's also we can multitask. Can also go to multitask a drop.
Right. Okay. So thank you, gents, ladies and gents. Can we move to others, because I think the others who are waiting. We've got ABM who's been waiting for a while. We've got also Zambezi Research. I think is it Zambezia Research, and yeah, I'm not sure in terms of order here. Let's have.
Can you mute me, please? Can you mute me, please?
Okay, thank you.
You can't even mute yourself for sure.
Okay, thank you very much, Mdara and Salani. Thank you very much. We're just going to move straight to ABM, who's been waiting. ABM, we really sincerely apologize for this very long delay. But I hope you also understand how things are so dynamic, particularly the topic that we're dealing with here. ABM, give us your 2 minutes.
All right, thank you. And I totally understand, Simba.
Thank you for understanding.
So, I would like to start by saying, since you conveniently brought in Elon Musk into this whole debate, I would like to point out that this is an issue that has always come up in my mind about black money versus white money.
Right.
Black people are so quick to say that a black person with money, agaroya, agaromba, agaba corruption, or armur illuminati. But if it's white money, no, Elon Musk did Jesus. But we don't. What people fail to actually point out is how much money he gets from the government of the United States. Right? How many of those contracts? How many government contracts that Elon Musk, Tesla, and StarX is getting from the United States government? Nobody wants to talk about that. But then now, if it's the great, I don't want to say Matinda. I don't say. So I mean, Marine, Kuba, Noromba. But if it's white money, you'll never hear none of these Negroes speaking about how Bill Gates is poisoning the whole world. All right? You'll never. And we have a problem with black people, because black people have and this it's almost like a genetic hate towards black money, and it's very sad. Every single time Zimbabwe, Pantoine is something. So Katanga, even Philip Chiangwa went through that whole thing. Oscar Nasi, right? Now he's much more respected. But back in the 90s, times about how he's getting his money. We just heard Munumkuru Anozichi, Mdala Danya Stara with the Anzi, can I also strive Masiwa Zimbabwe, then every other money you have Zimbabwe in the Kuba. What kind of thinking is that? Is that not belittling your own damn self? That now you can't even get money. Alright? Someone who says Zimbabwe is suddenly such a bad person. Video about the kids, they're doing something about it. Alright? People who are sponsoring and trying to create more interest in soccer, they're trying to make soccer a big thing. They're trying to make people's lives better. But then just because they happen to be black in Zimbabwe, then no, ukubamari. It doesn't matter what you're doing with that money to black Zimbabweans. Which is a sad thing to think about. All right? Because like I said, Elon Musk right now, Cyril Ramaphosa, America. Elon Musk walked out of there with a contract for South Africa to have Starlink in South Africa. And you don't think that's somehow convenient? And what we see is other people always hating on black people. And there's more black people that do that than white people these days. And that's the saddest part about it. Because we don't talk about the fact that Zimbabwe is not allowed to borrow from the IMF.
If you could start preparing to land.
Thank you. Zimbabwe is not allowed to borrow from the World Bank. Yes, it has a debt. All right? Just like any other country, any other company. And I'm sure Zima as a corporation, as an institution, had to borrow money for it to grow. All right? So borrowing is not an issue. Let's look at the growth of Zimbabwe, the GDP growth of Zimbabwe, and we look at the trajectory. Zimbabwe is really one of the fastest growing economies in Southern Africa. All right? Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about how many people Tagwirei employs. Up to 6,000 people. Okay? Nobody wants to talk about that because no. They just want to make sure black people are labeled as corrupt and thieves that steal and they cannot make money the right way. Wherever you go in the world, there are certain Negroes, niggers, that hate on black money and will forgive white people for anything and everything that they do. All right? And it saddens me, but at the same time, I'm glad I'm not them. Because I will teach my daughter to be proud, black, rich, and be careful of niggas that will always be there to discourage you. They're niggas that hate other black people. And they're going to be there. And I'm sure one of the next few speakers are going to come and start talking about personal attacks towards ABM 263 just because they want to forgive white people and they want to move on from the subject. But I will tell my daughter that you can be black and you can be a billionaire. And you know what? Do not forget that there are going to be niggas that are going to accuse you of kurumba, of stealing, of corruption. They're going to be there, and it's mostly going to be niggas. And I do not want my daughter to live believing that, can also strive massive. These people employ people in Zimbabwe, Tagwirei. All right? And yet you are just here, it's just a sad thing, and it's just unashamedly.
If you could now land, thank you.
All right. One of the leading causes of.
Can I just say, as a woman, I think a lot of us wish we had a father like you, Rambogadar.
Thank you, Bosalani. I appreciate that. Yeah, and ultimately, the saddest thing is these black males that come up here on these spaces that preach hate against other black men. That's the saddest part about it. But talk about Elon Musk. Elon Musk did this. Okay? You don't touch Elon Musk. We talk about how much government grants Elon Musk is. He's not even borrowing from the government. He is getting free money, billions and billions and billions of dollars.
Right.
Nobody wants to talk about that. Cyril Ramaphosa had to sign, start with contract with South Africa, but because South Africa just a year ago, right? Nobody wants to talk about that. But oh no, Tagwirei lives of other people in Zimbabwe. Oh no, that's the bad guy.
Right.
I think we should be ashamed of ourselves.
Right. Okay. Thank you very much, ABM. Let's go to Zimbabwe Freedom. Shoot. Zimbabwe Freedom, I hope you're back. Zimbabwe Freedom?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, try and get closer to your microphone so that we hear your voice. Thanks. All right, okay, shoot, Zimbabwe Freedom.
How did you know about gym?
Wakataura kuti you're gymming for summer gochi wani wakangana.
Ndakati ndiri kujima for toy, not for goch. For toy. That's exactly what I said. Thank you very much, folks. Really appreciate my Simba. Thank you to all the speakers and the listeners. The sad thing is that sometimes we get people that, I could say, care about the country enough to give. But other times we only get people that care about their pockets. It looks like they are giving, but in actual fact they're making money. Now, then they're making money for themselves. Now, a taxpayer, when they pay tax, they expect certain things to come from the government. How the government spends their tax money is important to taxpayers. If someone is taking taxpayers' money, which is my money too, I'm allowed to question how that money is being spent. Especially in a situation like Zimbabwe, where assets, national assets, have been put into an organization called Monumutapa. Just to give you a juxtaposition, Norway has got a sovereign wealth fund today that makes every single Norwegian sovereign wealth fund a millionaire. The Norwegians are not poor than we. Every year, when needed, the Norwegian government gets a percentage of the income from their sovereign wealth fund. They don't get the actual and then their money keeps on increasing year by year. Now, why am I saying this? This is because there's certain assets that should be able to money so that things like healthcare can be funded, so that things like education so that things like the army can be funded and the police can be funded, especially in a country that is resource rich. Another thing that happens, which is often a curse for resource-rich countries, is that the countries give their resources away for nothing or next to nothing, and then all the departments of government, all the institutions suffer, but individuals get money. Why am I saying this? Let's look at Botswana, which is next door to Zimbabwe. Botswana has made an agreement with De Beers that soon they're going to be getting 50% share of the money from Botswana diamonds. And Botswana cuts its own diamonds. Do we to our diamonds? Let's juxtapose ourselves with Burkina Faso and their uranium. Or they used to get peanuts, according to what has come out from economic organizations, accounting companies that do international finance. And I think his name is Mahumbore. Today, look what he was doing. The other year, I think it was last year, he had hundreds and hundreds of combine harvesters, and he was saying he wants to make his country food sufficient. A few days ago, we heard of hundreds and hundreds of buses. I haven't seen him going to cut a ribbon for those buses. I haven't seen him going to cut a ribbon for those combine harvesters. And I have not seen any individual that is like a Tagwirei of Burkina Faso being given those contracts. That is being done by the government. That's what I'm seeing. The reason why sometimes it is better to do things in that way is because there are some things that are monopolies. Let's look at Wiking and Chidivai. Electricity supply in a country as small as Zimbabwe, because in reality Zimbabwe is smaller than a state in the United States of America. It is smaller than London as a population. Really and truly, what we should be able to do is say to ourselves, right, electricity supply is a monopoly. Let's not mess this thing up. Let's make sure it's run by government, it's efficient. We want this to succeed, because after that, once we get to that level where we've got constant electricity, we can then start looking for private sector individuals to come and make money out of this thing and create black wealth, black empowerment. Right now, what I'm seeing is a few individuals making copious amounts of money, trying to use the formula that was used to make countries like Scotland, England, and the United States get to the level that they're at today. But the philanthropy that was there during the times of Rockefeller is not there today. It's not there today. Individuals back in the day used to fund whole hospitals through philanthropy, to the point where some of these individuals would go bankrupt and say, I can't do it anymore. And the government would turn around and say, you are a good person, we're going to give you more money. Go back out of the country, make a business there, bring the money back, we're going to give you another government contract. What is happening in Zimbabwe? What is happening? Yet we've got people taking foreign currency out of the country, out of Zimbabwe, and investing that money in foreign lands. That is exactly what is happening in the Zimbabwean context today. That is why people don't like Tagwirei. That is why people don't like Wiking Chidivai. And on top of that, let me land with this. If you go to my profile, and click on it. The words "I am guilty of taking exporters' money, Mangujka," are there in black and white. They are there in black and white. Why are they there? Precisely because the former Reserve Bank governor admitted to this. You would not hear a financier who is worth his salt killing those that can bring money from foreign lands into their own home country. This, a child of 7 years old would tell you, Daddy, don't eat the seeds which you need to plant. But we are grown men who complain when people like me bring this issue up and they say, I'm not happy with a black man making money. But you've never heard me complaining about Strive Masiwa. Not one day. He goes out to the world, makes his money.
Maria has to build a hospital. I remember that.
I did not. Strive Masiwa.
You did.
Strive Masiwa used his money to pay nurses and doctors. That's exactly what he did. I cannot complain about that. Imariake, which he is even making whilst he's not in Zimbabwe, and yet today, guess what? He can't even set foot because he was once abducted and tortured by the ones who are being supported by ABM. And another ABM find it funny. This is so
What the hell are you saying? You're saying that Strive Masiwa was kidnapped by Zanu-PF?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Let's ask this journalist, Simba Chikaza. Has Zanu-PF ever kidnapped, to your knowledge,
State agents were sent under.
No, you need to shut the fuck up, bro. Okay? You're lying.
State agents did it.
No, stop lying to people.
But they did.
Right? Where? Where's the article?
Okay, where's the article, please?
But they did. So
no, where is the article? In your head, they did. In your head. In your head, where we did. Listen, stop lying to people, bro. Okay, we're trying to take you seriously. Okay? Stop lying.
You're not trying to take me serious.
What year was Masiwa abducted?
If you were trying to take me seriously,
what year was Masiwa abducted?
If you were trying to take me seriously, you would.
I'm asking you a question just to tell you how I'm listening to what you were saying. I said, what year was Masiwa abducted?
You can go and Google it.
And where's the information, though? Where's the information?
You can go and Google it, man.
You people just lie.
So I heard your daughter when I
don't
know. No, you are actually lying right now. You're lying right in your teeth.
I know what
Strive Masiwa was never abducted. Strive Masiwa was never abducted, my friend.
So Strive Masiwa has the owner of Econet.
I'm so sorry.
So if he was abducted, how is he trading?
Okay, you're right. Okay, no, the truth, however, though.
I'm sorry, I've hurt you.
Okay, right. No, but let's get some facts. No, let's get some facts. Let's get some facts, please. Let's get some facts. I know people have got opinions here. It is a fact. Sorry, if you could hold on. Zimbabwe Freedom, just hold on. Just hold on, Zimbabwe Freedom. Okay, right. So I just want to straighten some facts here. It is a fact. There's no opinion here that Masiwa was tortured. He was not only tortured, Masiwa was ransacked his business for over 5 years. He became between.
What years are we talking?
Okay, we're talking between 1993 and 1997. Strive Masiwa was stripped. He was tortured. His business was ransacked. I mean, he was squeezed up to the point that he became homeless. Physically, I was there.
Sorry, is he still the owner of Econet?
Okay, or if I can finish, please. The owner of Econet, the founder of Econet, Now he's got a shareholding that is a minority shareholder in his own company, but even though he remains a CEO. But the founder of Econet, it is an established fact that he was tortured, that he lost a lot of money, including his own home. He became homeless until Philip Chiangwa rescued him. And if Chiangwa is here, you can even tag him and bring him into this. I was there when Strive Masiwa said it, even confirmed it, that it's Chiangwa who rescued him. Let me finish. No, there is.
According to you, he's the richest torture victim, Tagwirei.
No.
According to you,
No. We're talking about back then, Asalani. Please, let's just get some facts. Whether or not he is now richest between 1993 and 2008, Strive Masiwa lost. He was only rescued. Sorry, between 1992 and 1998. He lost. He even became.
He was rescued just like DJ Ola.
No. Let me finish, please. Chiangwa bought his home just briefly so that he could at least stay in his own home as a lodger, as someone who's renting from Chiangwa, and only then later on, because they were friends before, they were business colleagues, and so Strive Masiwa became that. They really stripped him. If there's anyone in this country who has been ill-treated by the system, Strive Masiwa is one of them. And I'm sure everyone can agree with me there. I mean, I myself was physically there during those days. And I used to visit. Hold on.
I agree and I support.
Yeah.
I agree and support. I need
it's still my submission. I don't know about the question.
Can I go to Simba's inbox? I'll give the fake was helped by
this is my submission.
Yeah. Okay.
They said when a chemist is to ransack Strive Masiwa.
We need to see news articles, my friend. Okay?
No, I'll give you the article because you don't read unmute because you're a computer fundi.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right. No, folks.
You can also Strive Masiwa, then you cannot be a billionaire in Zimbabwe.
No, the problem is because my generator has been running for 1 week.
I would rather hear Zimbabwe's contribution than Daraway, please. It's not yours. It's submission time.
Right. Anyways, there's some news articles because I've looked all over the
news article. I'll give you.
Yeah.
Okay, so folks, let's have Zimbabwe Freedom finish his delivery because I think there was a contention around Strive Masiwa. So could we give you 1 minute to land, please, Zimbabwe Freedom?
Absolutely, thank you very much.
Cheers.
I'm it warms the cockles of my stomach and my whole body when I know that those in ZANU-PF get so upset. Let me say this to ZANU-PF supporters: when Zimbabwe is fixed, you will also enjoy it too. The only thing is that when ZANU-PF is removed, people like me are going to work very hard to make sure that's legal. We destroy that organization for good. Don't want to see it ever again. It warms my cockles so much. What we are going to do is we're going to have special centers so that we can look after your mental health. Because we don't want you to not enjoy Zimbabwe. We want you to enjoy it too. Let me land and say this. Elon Musk, in my opinion, from what I've seen, I don't think he's okay. I think there's something very wrong with him. Because the way that he was behaving and the weird movements that he was making, I think they're out of the normal movements of an individual. And I think some of the deals that he has signed and some of the things that he has been given, I would like to believe the American people have got it within themselves to revise some of those things and decisions. Especially since he was wearing in Scotland what is called a shiner, or otherwise a black eye. I don't support that guy. I don't support him at all. The one thing that I can agree on about it is that, ABM, is that guy, I would call him a entrepreneur. That's what I would call him. I would call him that. Let's agree on that. But otherwise, on other things that concern Zimbabwe, we might disagree. I cannot support a man that goes and gaslights the whole country of South Africa. I can't. My conscience does not allow that. That is why sometimes I post pictures to liken ZANU-PF with the colonial era of South Africa. Because the way in which they treat black people, and I like to use that photo of an ordinary black woman carrying her wares, who has got a gun being pointed at her by a soldier, with a white police officer ready to shoot, kill, or beat up a child. The saddest part about it is this, ABM. Some of us have got parents who ran away from South Africa because of whites doing that to them. Some of us. So, the pain that some of us feel is still there. And being on a frontline state and coming from an area like Chipinge, Salani will know, white South Africans were doing all sorts of unconscionable things in the Chipinge area, and we were being neglected by our government, and we were being forced to do things by ourselves. This is after 1980 ABM. After 1980. Thank you very much, Ross, for your time. There are a lot of lessons that we need to learn. And I don't hate you, ABM. I don't hate anyone in ZANU-PF. Understand that. What I hate is your organization. Thank you.
ABM, so include Elon Musk. It looks like I'm winning.
No, because Chowadi. But then I would just like to add that
grade 7 here.
No dambudziko ratinaro when it comes to these situations when we think because Zimbabwe freedom of expression, when you say you want to make sure that you destroy ZANU-PF, I think that is la la land daydreaming. Okay, Zimbabwe is the only solid political party in our great country called Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe is not a political party. You shut up, man, and listen. No. That's a and let the poor discuss poor people. Get off the space.
No, you need to get off the space. You're the one who's been insulting people here.
If you can tell me, ukanditaurira kuti iwewe vanhu vakapfuma muZimbabwe havana dambudziko nokuda kwokuti Tagwirei ane mari, then of course we won't say anything. People are suffering.
Tagwirei is Zimbabwe.
Simba, mudhara hana mari yekukubhadhara saka hana he can't give you anything.
Do not just mvura yakachena.
No. Of course, folks. Okay, right, folks. I just had to mute Mudara to finish what he's saying, please, without interruption. No. Everyone needs to mute. Stay quiet. Let's have Mudara finish, and then we're going to move. Mudara, can you land? 30 seconds, can you? And then we can move to Honorable Mufapayiri. We're going to be rounding down, by the way, our session tonight. We're talking about Tagwirei and his statements that he has apparently confirmed just about everything that Blessed Geza has been accusing him over the last 4 months, 3 to 4 months now. And so this is what this session is about. And yeah, we're hearing people speaking. Dara, give us your 30 seconds and then we'll move to Honorable Mufapairi. Shoot, Honorable Mufapairi. Sorry, Dara. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm only asking this.
You've muted.
We need to dive into solutions. Kuti toita health system yedu say kuti iweke. Toita health, in road infrastructure iweke, electricity iweke, zvikoro ziweke. Vakauya nema solutions. These guys, then we will actually be so happy. How do we solve our health system? How do we attend to our hospitals? How do we pay our lecturers? How do we remunerate our teachers? How do we actually feed our nations? How? Because Tagwirei, they've been there, agriculture, but if you bring in my solutions, Mono up ZANU-PF yoita, look at the economy, look at the nyika, it will be a wonderful thing. Imimi munoita, stand tall. Comrade Geza brought in these things. Dai teaching kwanisa taiterera, taiwana kuti taura zvechokwadi here. Tobva tauya nema solutions. Chete atina basa naTagwirei, asi ndareke chete kungoba mari yenyika. Thank you.
Mdara muzanu ndazvipika. Anyway, many thanks.
Right, so let's move to Honorable Mufapairi. Shoot, Honorable Mufapairi, Chimbotipawa Kakatuka, 2 minutes, can you? All right, Honorable Mufapairi, you're going to be coming in now. Give us your 2 minutes. And we're going to be closing the session soon, folks. So in less than 5 minutes, we're going to be closing. But we just want to hear from Honorable Mufapairi because he's been quiet. Shoot, Honorable. Actually, in fact, let's give you 3 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to speak, Simba. Let me recognize Osalan and ABM as well as Zimbabwe's what not. Zimbabwe what? Is Zimbabwe, I'm sure.
Freedom of expression.
Freedom yakwa ina emu kumashure apa hapana expression futhi katete.
Freedom of expression. Thank you.
Attached 2 pictures of a South African what do you call it, signpost, as well as the newly built interchange, the one that Opel was reporting. It's very unfortunate. We have people who just criticize for the sake of criticizing. To tell you the truth, guys, Zimbabwe is in the right path, whereby infrastructure side is being developed to a greater extent. Why? If you see people like Opochinono reporting that the poors are untreated, if you check the 2 pictures that I have attached, there's no difference from those poors, whereby you are saying this one is treated and this one is not treated. We want people who report factual, not people who just report for the sake of reporting. Zimbabwe.
I was going to ask you, maybe if you're able to share pictures and make reference to other people, right? So no, hold on. Let me finish. Honorable Mufapairi. The reason why I'm asking you not to mention Hopo Shingono is that he's not here to answer for himself. So maybe if we could reference to other people, yeah. And so no, I'm just saying it because do you know why I'm saying so? Just honorable Mufapairi. No, the reason why I'm saying so is that Hopewell has got an identity fraud matter that he needs to answer to, that the embassy the embassy recently announced and disclaimed they distance themselves from his claims that he has been cleared. So I'm just trying to say that since he is not here, this man who has been, he has got actually a bigger story that he needs to answer. Country, we're talking about an allegation of corruption against Tagwirei, and then you're bringing against deal with Tagwirei and Trababla signposts only versus people who could also answer here. Go ahead, sir.
Well, yeah, thank you very much. Where our
of wooden signposts, correct?
Yes.
Right, okay. So these are wooden signposts in a road, but they're not wooden signposts on an interchange, Honorable. Can you see that?
On an interchange, the one with the arrows, 3 arrows.
Yeah, you see the South Africa signpost, N3, R616, right? Though that signpost there is not on an interchange, on an expensive interchange like this one here. Those are on a road, like this is like in the. Hold on, let me finish. That is in the. That is.
Contradicting kind of remarks which are coming through. Of course, others are saying, oh, this is not what they said they were going to create. Others are saying, well, why is there like sand? It looks like panogona with a soil erosion. Others are saying, this is very nice and stuff. And then others are also then saying, traveler outside of Zimbabwe. That's why they're calling it nice. So I try to give you a bit of different views that I've seen on social media. I hope that helps.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that. But my point is, when the reporter was saying the pause akaiswa apo pa interchange ane 3 maaras ane 3 maaloza ane ari untreated, then the one in South Africa and yakapigwa yakatachwa apo iri kupa reference with all those 2 signs. They are road signs, but with the same pose, you cannot identify is it treated or untreated. You get it? So my achitaura nezve this what do you call it, the debt and what not, and he attaches a picture of an article and what not. Those some of these things they're photoshopped, and they're just there to tarnish our country, of which it's not good to do that to your own country. People should be patriotic on their own country. Nekuti tingori neZimbabwe yedu iyoyi, and ndisi maZimbabweans acho achaita kuti nyika yedu igo chinja. Ndio ndauya kwamanga muchipa in reference to Elon Musk kuti aende kudhuze naTrump, kutone wamwe wari kutoda kusvikawo pana Trump but wari kutokoniwa as well as this side wanenge vachitiwo aiwa inini ndoda kuenda padhuze nemukuru kuitira kuti zvinhu zvangu zviititire zvakanaka. Izvozvo zvagara zvinowanika mumaeconomies kana kuti munyika dzose kuitira kuti vanhu those are part of networking. Unonetworka inini ndinotofuyirawo kuti ndikwanise kusvika pane mukuru kana ndikwanisa kuti usangane nawo ndokwanisa kuti ndisangane nawo tichisenza tichiita basa tiri pamwe chete rather kuti muti mimi nekuti uyu asvikire padhuze nemukuru zvimwe zvacho it's self-hate. We should not hate ourselves. Ngatidzidzei kuda nyika yedu tosimudzira toregera kutaura negative about our own countries.
Honorable, kuAmerica kune vari kutochema kuti vakasapota the other opponent ya Trump instead of Trump. You know that, right? It happens kuti unoti ndakatoruzirira kapi.
Let me take down my mic and give other people opportunity to speak. Thank you.
I'm sorry, Nkomasimba, if I can respond to the honorable.
Yes, shoot, yeah.
MP, please. Honorable, I know what Maka voted on Ivan. Yeah. And she voted on Ivan, no represent Ivan. Whilst she represent Ivan, Vanu Vajo, Jesu, Jesus, Van Vajo. Can I tell you, Jesus, Van Vajo? Tichita, Son Kumasimba, I think your mic is going to make it reverberate. Your mic is a bit hot. Thank you. Tichita, Madibesa, Tichita, Taka Wangana, so Muchu Yao. And Tichita Zira, she come out to Nika Gazis. Pane Chakashata, Pan each Chakashata, Zimengua out to Pembera Panizun, Jakanaka Zinga Julia. Garaima Ziva, Kutikajin Chikacho, Jakanaka, Vana Pemberi, but Jakashata. Should I say, Chinochemeza? Uyeze, Muti, Unochekwa, no Singa Kangan. In short, what I'm trying to say is, Kana Musingade, say Rumende, could judge Wabuti Mulguna, pass account of Muscuna pass. Zrinani could immediately say, Musuduru, even never know, but then go back to put out, Ichi, Tochi, Ichi, Hatichi. Because Marizacho Zamurishan is Imari Zedu. Imimi, a Musivano Yama Bismus, or end of the Gazamar. Consequently, Nika say, Kutika Buri. This is situation. Even Kalamkanda UN, Kalamkanda USA, Kalamkanda Kupi. My contributions are one of Zimbabwe. They are not matched by the collective of monies which are sent to Zimbabwe by diaspora. This is a fact that on the United Nations. Saka Iwai Nenze, President Terera, Wanengavarichi, my constituents, where the Wari, Murikoma Kunga, or the body in Zimbabwe. In any Nagana embassy, Chipopota, just to give you an example. Chiti, where do we, why Muruku advertiser, Kenya Airways, Canal to Somalia Airways or whatever airways company was being advertised in the embassy of Zimbabwe? Per number 429 the strand. That's the airline which they were advertising. Now you think that why are you not advertising Air Zimbabwe? Why are you not advertising Zimbabwe ruins? Why are you not advertising Victoria Falls? Why are you not advertising Masopos?
We were with my venues, but Yangari airline. Kono Goshika Topos Usnandege.
You need to, Salani, you are correct. But if I can just finish off. Saka, because Tangatira Zira Papanzepe Embassy, Chukumbira Kuti, my advertisements, Ekesa Cape Town, Ngavisque, Akava Visqua, Avisqua Daro, vakaunza matombo, pane matombo ma-sculptures ndo akutengeswa zvokuti mazuva ano pandinopfuura paembassy paya pairi muLondon, every single day there's 4 or 5 people vanenge vachitarisa matombo ayaya vachipinda mushop vachitenga vachibuda. That is then giving them a momentum of what of Zimbabwe, and that is going to make visitors go to where.
But it also shows quickly they possibly listen to what you had to say, right?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I actually went and videoed Nigerian embassy and I videoed a Canadian embassy, which are nearby, and I also videoed South African embassy, which is also nearby. And you see all these people, they're advertising their countries, they're advertising their national parks and things and their sculptures. And then the one who is in America, the sculpture guy who was always having sculptures, I've forgotten his name, Knife NFT. He was the one who was saying Zimbabwe could do with having sculptures inside the embassy, in all the embassies, so that people can go away with these mementos and then they'll want to visit. And today, look what is happening. It came from Kratizira. It came from a listening government. Now,
but you were what to prove that Zimbabwe Zimbabwe embassy.
So why did Zimbabweans not with everything else? The way that is taking money out of the country, we don't like it. We cannot value, not building quite a project, we don't like it. Listen to the people.
No, but Zimbabwe, I want to have a conversation with you because I want you to understand something. Matauriro avakaita navo uchiti kosei musiri kuisa maruins edu nezvinhu zvine zvekuita neZimbabwe. Pawakataura zvinhu izvi, were you protesting uchiti Zimbabwe or whichever party must go? Kana kuti wakatongotaura as a Zimbabwean ari kuratidza interest yekuda kuona Zimbabwe ichibudirira? Can you confirm that?
I was saying ZANU-PF must go because they're not promoting
no.
Zimbabwe. And I was saying ZANU-PF must go because they're advertising foreign entities. I was saying that is a security risk. And I was even saying they are willing to leave the doors open to the embassy. And they did, and I got evidence of it. And then after that, they started covering it up.
I don't think that's what changed it. No. Because right now I ask you, First Lady, June, right?
And we are going to protest.
And you're going to protest. Your first protest 100%. Was Kuti Blessed Mutlanga from prison, right?
And he came out.
It will come out. And now you're going to protest. Muruku, what are you protesting for? Because I don't think there have been any spaces or anything to do with your protest and agenda.
Yes.
Right? I would like to know what a Muruku protest are based on what? Because from the poster I saw from you guys, the First Lady should not attend the event. Iruku hostwa yema First Ladies. And your agenda yenyu, yakuti ngavasa attend. Really?
Have you read what the poster says?
I saw the poster. Bakanzi, she must not attend the event. So are you saying Kuti your whole protest, your message, they would have a fan Gutombo Pinda Machino and God my First Lady? Is that your agenda?
There are two posters. Have you read the poster about the petition? Have you read that?
No. You guys need to post because honestly, the one I saw, the First Lady should not attend this event.
Yes.
Right.
So I think we're going on an irrelevant path. Okay. I'm gonna have to mute. Yeah, we are now talking irrelevant things. Okay. So quickly, we're going to move to run plus shoot. And before run plus talks, I welcome once again ask Honorable Mfapairi, please bring a signpost that is on an interchange in South Africa so that people can compare, because the one that you've brought there is in somewhere in the bush, the one that has got wooden poles. So people would like to have, for instance, a signpost on an interchange in Johannesburg, in Pretoria, or in any of the towns, right? Just like this one, and also one that also points to an app. Did you also notice, Honorable Mfapairi, that the interchange that was done by the Tagwirei company does not point tourists and visitors and people in general to the country's biggest economic hub, the national airport. This interchange was designed for people to go to places like Geza. And it totally ignores. No, let me finish. No, we're talking about economy here. No, we're talking about here. You have spent.
An interchange that fails to show your own airport.
Yes. So Honorable Mfaperi, please respond to that, because the interchange not only has got wooden poles, okay, in the capital city, it does not. It is blind to an airport which is not very far from it. An airport that people who are trading, for instance, a truck that is going to deliver goods that need to be exported so that forex can come back into the country will struggle to find its way. It will be delayed. If it's delayed for 5 minutes, even for 10 minutes, that could be enough to knock several millions, if not billions, of dollars that are supposed to come back into the economy. Let me hear from you now. Let me hear from you.
In China, in Chinese. I went to Germany that time. The signs are in German.
But you will not be you will not fail to see a signpost to an airport anywhere. Listen, yeah. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. You know what, Simba?
Yeah.
You, I take you as an educated person, somebody who is able to grasp and understand the importance of these infrastructure developments.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at that Mbuzi interchange, there are what do you call it? Ma trucks and Nova to South Africa, achicrossa, achienda ku Zambia, achienda ku Mozambique, achienda achipinda muno mega. It's for easy transacting. It's for economic. Achamira kwenguwa refu ari akavarirwa pane free flow. Number one. Number two, one warikuya ne airport ma investor akanza apinda muno vanogona kuita round through. Havasi kuuya kuzongoti ngosvika ku HICC wakutodzokera. Vanogona kutombotenderera vachiona kuti ndekupi kwavanogona kuita set up ma business avo zvinogona kuva convenient to their business.
Mutungamiriri MP tiri kutaura ne interchange haina kuzogadzira maroad kana ring road.
Listen. Let's think outside the box, guys. Let's think outside the box.
No, but honorable, I think it's good to take suggestions from people, right? So if someone like Simba is saying a wooden placard, a sign which is showing where the airport is, he's correct. The moment we start shutting these type of suggestions down, we are not being Zimbabwean. That's the honest truth. It's the ones who are not out create what that we have a problem with, because we can see that something has been created. Is there room for improvement? Absolutely. But don't shut down when people are putting these suggestions, because it's so much worse. We want to be part of a process. We want to be part of making things better. And so I think you can understand
not patriotism. But Simba
Nakuta is the patriotism.
The honorable was saying that. The honorable was saying that.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. No, but Simba, the way he said it, there's nothing wrong with Simba said.
Well traveled, far away,
you can be well traveled. We're talking about Zimbabwe. 40 plus years, something. over years. If you were to look at the interchanges even in the UK, you see what they developed over time. They developed over time.
Okay, let's just have one person saying it. Sorry, Solani. Let's have Mudara finish, please, so that there's no competition.
Allowing him to speak.
No, but there shouldn't be contestation. There should be one after the other. No, let him. No, he was speaking, and then. Okay, let him speak, please.
Boss Salani, mukatipo, yeah. Initially, ndiri kutaura Boss Salani ndezvekuti interchange iyaya inofanirwa kuva followed up ne-construction of roads. Toita imwe road inoenda kwana Mutare, imwe road inoenda kuairport, inoenda kuchitungwiza, kana tikati improve economic activities. Yes, ngati improve. How do we improve? By signaging kuti tiende kuchitungwiza. What do we need to do? Todafanirwa kuti Simon Mazorodze igadzirwe iite mamwe maroads anofamba nepamusoro kuendawo maroads andai, so that traffic is interchanged, and then we create a ring road around Harare. Toita imwe interchange apo imwe interchange zvofara. Honorable avazizi. Thank you.
Can I respond, Simba? Hold on. I want to
no,
respond.
No, Solani. If you could wait. No, Solani, if you could wait. Because we've got another lady. No. If we've got another lady who needs to speak.
It's not going to be long.
No. We have another. No. We've got a lady who's been waiting for, and she hasn't spoken.
Yes, there's a lady, but I
No. We have Let's have the other lady finish, please. Come in and then finish. We've got also have Mobile, and then you can come back when the round has ended. Ron Plus, shoot.
Thank you, host. Appreciate the time, and good afternoon to everyone. I see the topic is about one thing, and the issues that we're discussing are completely different. Maybe I missed the point of juncture. I'll start from the beginning. I've heard a lot. I see someone is already having a downward finger on me. I haven't even started talking. I don't understand what this is about. So I'll shoot. I've heard a lot. I'll start off with Elon Musk. The only reason why Elon Musk cannot be president in the United States is because no one that was not born in the US can be president. That's the only reason. It has nothing to do with these deals or whatever. I'm not saying he didn't do what people are accusing him of, but I'm only saying he can't be president of Zimbabwe because of the US because he wasn't born in the US, period. About how he started his companies and how he got his wealth, the issue of him linking him to minerals in Zimbabwe, that's not true. Maybe his father, but even then, I've done some research. His father had a small plane, and that plane, he sold it to someone that gave him raw emeralds. This person was known to live in Zambia, but I think there was it wasn't just one person that was involved in the deal. There was someone that was linked to Katanga mine. I think Katanga is in Zimbabwe. So that's his father. That's not Elon Musk. This is what Elon Musk did. He started off with a small company called Zip2. It's a software company. And it was him and his brother. I think his brother's name is known to, I think he's Kimball. Many people will know that. So when he sold that company, they are said to have been renting a small office and they were working through nights. When they sold that company, that's when they evolved to PayPal. And from there onwards, many companies came around like Twitter, what we call X now. So that's what is known about Elon Musk. His personal life, I'm not really involved. I never followed up on that. I too was wondering, how did he make this money? That's how he did. For Strive Masiyiwa, someone did mention that he had a problem.
When you can, we can play that short audio. It's less than 2 minutes of the video of the father speaking. When you can, of Elon Musk's father speaking. Go ahead.
Yes, his father does say sure. And then Masiwa, most of us will know that we were young, but we will know that Masiwa is an engineer, telecoms engineer, and he started off working for the government-owned company, PTC. And then from there, he launched his own company, Retrofit. And when he was onto Econet Wireless, it's true that it became problematic for him to get a license to operate in Zimbabwe. We all know that those government is the one that issues the licenses. As to what had happened, we can all find out online. It's public. It's in the public domain. Someone did mention that Joshua Nkomo had to intervene. That is true also. That is very true. He is not the only one that experienced problems in attaining a license. My own cousin, Manoma Guruang, I think in our languages we call them our brothers, but I would like to call him my brother, my cousin. He started a company where he was operating a flight. Those of you that know Zex Airlines.
Owned by Mr. Ndebele.
Yes, Evans, that's my brother. My mother and his mom are sisters. So a problem arose. He was asked to give a specific individual a certain percentage of the shares of his company, and Evans couldn't do it. And he knew. Our family members did. Ingomupa whatever percentage license yako, Evans I got to know if it means the company goes, let it go. And that's how even.
Can you submit, can you post evidence of that, please?
No.
It's recorded somewhere, shouldn't it be?
No.
Why are you saying no? So anyone no. Jesus Christ, we should buy it.
I'm saying no because that is evidence that can be corroborated by a number of smart businessmen.
How do you know she's related to the person?
Can you not because the way she has narrated it. Because the way she has narrated it is 110% the same thing that happened to many other Zimbabweans, which you might find funny.
Yes.
But
so you don't want evidence, you just want narratives.
No, it's not there's evidence.
And it was Leo Mugabe, by the way, anyway, who was supposed to do
How is she related? I mean, come on now. How?
Yeah, that's for you, Salani. That's for you, Salani, to find out. That's not for her to prove to
I'm
you.
related to Nelson Chamisa. I've said it.
Good.
Yeah, that's fine. You can be fine. We will find out for you whether you are or not. Why should you be the one to say she should prove to you?
Why are you defensive? You want Tagwirei to tell you where his money comes from. You want you to tell you where his funds come from.
Money.
But when I'm talking now, you don't want to know the evidence. Nonsense, man.
Tagwirei has got our tax money.
Yeah, but that's not that. Evans Devele and Zek have got nothing to do with your tax money. Tagwirei has.
No, you're contradicting yourself. Can I teach you that evidence from Tagwirei? You are you Daf Dunda.
Tagwirei summary the government kanai. Summary government konopenga irewe. Tagwirei summary government. Ana Evans Devele was summary government.
If you want evidence from others, want it everywhere. Simple. Musasarudze. Don't do that.
Do you want? What evidence do you want?
A private company giving evidence.
How do I know your ghost account? Give me evidence to prove your story.
Don't give any evidence, please. Don't give any evidence.
Okay, so Tagwirei and the other guy did not give evidence. Simple.
Nawe Salani, didn't you even hear someone
and then you end up talking about the same things we are discussing?
You are always insulting people. Do you realize?
Insulting who? Who did I insult? You came with insult yourself. And I'm telling you, when you came in, you said you don't even know what people are discussing. It's not the topic. Tagwirei is being connected to the interchange. So what were you talking about? You're talking about Elon Musk, who spoke about it, Ndini, and then you come and talk about it as well. So your whole entire statement, when you started to speak, is contradicting itself. Salani,
why?
Right, okay, right. So quickly, folks, I have to intervene. I just want to quickly, where's the honorable? The honorable was supposed to be here. I need him to give us an example of a signpost in South Africa of directions that is at an interchange, and that has got wooden poles, so that we can compare it with the Trabablas one, which is in the capital city. I think he's coming back. Oh, good. I think he's coming back now. The honorable is coming back quickly. Once he's back, then we can bring him in. But quickly, here's Elon Musk on that matter. Here's Elon Musk's father speaking about financing his child. Because, I was kind of curious there, Ron Plus, when you were speaking. And because, Elon Musk started with an IT company. You know what, Ron Plus? I also started with an IT company, Simbach Kanza, but I didn't have that kind of money that Elon Musk had. And around the same time, by the way, just around the same time, I tried to start a company in the 90s, an IT company in the 90s, and I couldn't because I didn't have money. And struggled because I didn't have capital. So let's just hear what the father says quickly.
So why would Elon then tweet, I think it's December 2019, he tweeted, "You didn't own an emerald mine, and I worked my way through college, ending up $100,000 in student debt."
Well, it's first of all, it's my children, so they've got an axe to grind, you see. But no, I never owned a mine, but I received rough from a mine called Katanga Mine in Zimbabwe from the people that I did the deal with the aeroplane.
Okay.
Elon came up to the mine with me. He was at the mine.
Yeah.
Now, so he knows very well.
Yeah.
And they also, when they were once in New York, they actually took some stones that I had with me. I used to go overseas, take a few stones with me, and then take them to the good jewelers and then say, "Would you like to buy these stones?" Because I sold them very cheaply.
Right. And the interview goes on. It's not the only one. There's another one. He actually explains also the costing that the black people, he says that the mine had to be unregistered because if it was registered, the black people would have taken everything. And then there's also the issue about the cost. Elon Musk's father talks about the cost, and he says, look, with what he was getting from that mine, just as an agent, as a runner for that mine, he was getting 20 times what the black people were getting from the same mine. And then the company in New York would get 40 times. So you can imagine the value on the ground. Your emerald, I'm just using hypothetically, you get it for $10. You get $10 from, let's say, a milligram of that emerald. Elon Musk and Elon, according to the father says he was even there to Zimbabwe. They were there together. So him and Elon Musk would take would earn 20 times of what a black person would get out of the same emerald. Even though they are not the ones who did the digging. They were just traders. They were even foreigners, for that matter. They were not mining in South Africa where they're from. They're mining excuse me, they're not even mining. They were just korokosering. They were just doing trading, agency. So they would get that emerald and then fly it over to New York, to the States, and the sons, including Elon, would sell the stones, the Zimbabwe stones. And so, if someone tells me that it's not, these are not Zimbabwe stones, I don't know, but the father says so. Okay. And you know what? I'm saying this, by the way, because I can almost relate to this. When Strive Masio was struggling, I tried to start a company, and I tried to go under the wings of Nicholas Vingerai, who also funded Strive Masio. It was an IT company in the 90s, and I couldn't because I had nothing. I had no support. I had no capital, and that was it. And you know what? But Elon was able to, because he started with something. He had something to start, and so to start with. And how did he get that capital? There's also a talk about his immigration status back then, because Americans are alleging that Elon Musk actually was an illegal. And he says it on video, he indicates it on video that he was working illegally even in the States. While a student, he was able to start a company and work illegally. So he was fast-tracked into wealth. So I think it seems to be, and there are just multiple sources here confirming, his own colleagues back then are confirming that Elon was fast-tracked using Zimbabwe stones, by the way, using matombo ekumshakwenyimi. And honorable. Honorable, are you back? Are you going to give us that? Let's bring him back now. Honorable, I'm going to unmute you. Are you back with that signpost of an interchange that has got wooden poles, and also an interchange in South Africa an interchange in South Africa that does not have an airport assigned to the airport? I hope I'm not giving you too much of a task. Shoot.
Honorable,
please. The guy won't go tip up because I think let him defend himself. I'm sure he can articulate.
Listen,
yes, sir.
Boss Alan.
Yes, Honorable. Yes.
I'm sure you are in a position to respond to this one.
Yes, I can. Absolutely. Yes, if you give me permission, I can respond.
Go ahead.
Simba, later then.
Okay, so listen to this woman wants to shut another.
Oh yes, she was supposed to finish, but
No,
she was supposed.
Has asked for me to come through.
Okay, no. We needed the honorable to answer, and then she will finish. The honorable is supposed to answer, and then she will finish. The honorable, please.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He's asked me to speak on his behalf.
No, honorable. If you can't speak for yourself, we'll go back to Ron Plus. Yeah.
No, honorable. Doesn't want anyone to speak. Then
no.
Answering him.
You know what, Simba? If you get into a shop,
yes,
and buy a jazz, that jazz, either you buy it for you to address the codeness, or you are buying it for smart. Are you getting me?
I'm hearing you.
Yes, you are addressing code, or you are buying it for smart. So whenever you are talking to me, and you try to run away from the truth,
who's talking? I can't see anyone talking.
Okay, no, it's the honorable who's speaking here. Yeah, so honorable, I apologize if I look like I'm running away. I'm simply talking about a signpost. I'm sure you can Google around signposts that could just relate so that we understand that. And you know what, honorable, right? If you don't put a signpost tomorrow, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it myself by Wednesday. There'll be a signpost at Mbudzi. at
do
Mbudzi
it.
roundabout.
Let's see
That has
what
got
the-
that has got that has
let's
got
see what the council
yes,
and the proper
yes,
authorities
that
will
has
think
got
of that.
that has
but
got
that's nonsensical.
that has
That's
got
nonsensical.
yes, that has got an airport assigned to the airport.
It's nonsensical. He's trying to help the country. It's important. So you signpost the economic generating areas. That's the essence of the Trabablas or Trabambaras.
No, that's wrong.
If you
That's
mix
wrong.
those things,
That is wrong.
that's wrong.
You don't do it that way. You don't do
Saka,
that way.
iwewe Simba, you allow Mudara
justify
to come in. Is
That is wrong. Temporary signs can be
Simba,
good and false.
What is Mudara
temporary
offering
signs
that
can
we
be
are
good
not
and false.
offering?
What I will offer this, the Pune is a signpost.
Under what pretext?
Not the pretext of Zimbabwean. I'm a citizen.
What?
Iwe Mudara,
you're
iwewe,
playing.
go back to Zimbabwe. Unoita zvauri kutaura izvozvo, I dare you. Because you come on these platforms and you say nonsensical things. Zvisina kana nemusoro wese.
Right, folks.
The signpost not at the airport, yes, I'm sorry.
Guys, you can
Kutaura
disagree.
kuti iwewe uri kuenda unoisa signpost yacho ndoudhamu wacho iwowo.
Right. Okay. Let's have Ron Plus. Ron Plus, please. Can you? I think Ron Plus, you need your 2 minutes uninterrupted to finish.
No,
please.
no.
No, seriously.
Why
No.
is he
Let
getting
her
2
finish.
minutes?
Let her finish, please. Ron Plus, 2 minutes uninterrupted because people have disrupted your delivery. Please, uninterrupted 2 minutes. Shoot, Ron Plus. Ron Plus.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm here. I think I was muted before. I think what you were describing before, just before everything went haywire, is
Yes, we need the records of your relative.
you can ask government, ask them about Zex Airline, they'll give you, okay?
Said you are related, so show us the relation.
Whether I'm related or not, that's not the point. The point is, like Strive my
So there was no point for you to mention it.
You could not be given a license unless he gave a percentage of his company to somebody who was related to the president at the time.
Leo Mugabe.
Yes. How do you know my cousin, my brother like that?
Your older brother was the older brother was the Speaker of Parliament at some point. That's how I know.
Okay. That's true. I didn't want
sorry, fellow comrades. Can you not interrupt? Can you not interrupt?
We can mention Leo Mugabe. Absolute nonsense.
Can you please not interrupt Ron Plus? I know that family. There are 4 people here on the space. We don't want to.
You a senior, please don't even start.
Tukumbira or to know
vane maghost account otaura kuti I'm related to so and so. We cannot do it. We just don't do it.
After this phase, we can never in a second.
Account.
Yours is a ghost account. There's no way we do not Ron Plus. That's what
My unusual is a wooden sign.
That's
temporary
in my husband's last.
Okay then. But you're still a ghost because it's not your own name.
That's my name.
It's not your full name. What's your full name so we can Google?
Plus
That's got nothing to do with anyone.
What's your problem?
Because right now you're bullying.
No, I'm not bullying her. If you are saying you want transparency and accountability from Tagwirei, we demand the same from our speakers on Oya.
Okay, so we're going to need Ron Plus to finish her delivery quickly, uninterrupted. And I have to stress uninterrupted. If people disrupt her, I will have to drop everyone and then Ron Plus speaks alone. So do not disrupt Ron Plus as she's speaking between now and 10 to. So Ron Plus has to speak alone right now. Ron Plus, go ahead.
Thank you. And then to the topic, the main topic is on the statement above is Tagwirei. We might not know everything about Tagwirei, but the few things that we know, they all show that there is a lot of corruption taking place. I'll mention one or two. First, all his tenders are government tenders. They are not private sector tenders. And those of us that have dealt with tenders, it's a very strict procedure. However, the president used his executive presidency to short will know what sole sourcing is. They don't advertise, they simply pick an individual and hand over the tender. This is public money. This is how he was able to take all the parastatals, there are several parastatals, and move them over to Mtapa funds. Then the executive president comes up with a statute to say that there is no one that is oversight over Mtapa funds, which means all the transactions of Mtapa funds, not even parliament has a say over there. What is the reason for removing parliamentary oversight? It's why it is broke. If you look at the parastatals which were providing earnings for government, they've all been moved. Most of them have been moved to the Mtapa fund, and parliament has nothing to do. They don't even know what is happening at Mtapa fund. By law, there's a law that says so. You can find the statute. It's there. And there's one. There are 66 mines that were moved to 66 parastatals, including mines, that were moved to Mtapa funds. And after a few months, they were sold back to government. What is the purpose of buying companies from government and then selling them back to government? Who is representing government? If you people don't see that one of them was at 1,000% profit, the one that was sold for about 6 billion something, where do we get a profit of more than 1,000%? If we as Zimbabweans are going to sit here and tell each other kuti apana corruption between Simba government, and there's a conduit, actually it's what's his name, Tagwirei, Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, and the presidency. If you tell me that that's a normal connection, I give up on you Zimbabweans. Also, Tagwirei is the one that manages the government's, the president's businesses. We are aware of that, all of us. He's the manager of the executive president businesses, and also their business partners, they co-own, which means when the presidency hands over, does sole sourcing to Tagwirei and give him a tender, is literally the president has given himself a tender. Why can't we see that? Yes, Zimbabwe has gone. That's okay. I can lend anytime. So
no, you can lend now because time you're gone.
This is where cannot change that. That is in the open.
Leo Mugabe.
Hold on, folks. Thank you. I don't know. Ron Plus, are you landed? No. Let Ron Plus. Let
Mnangagwa was always there. Mnangagwa was always there. He was even teaching Mugabe Mugabe paakazovhura maziso, it was
kuti Mugabe aiwana mari yake kunani.
Taura nezvibwezi dzesmoko dzeijamba pamusoro pemota yevanhu tichibhadhara isusu mazimbabwe achidira marole.
Unoziva taxi driver nevanhu vamugabe vari panapa nemagosi.
Salani, do you think there's a difference between Mugabe and Mnangagwa?
Okay, right. So we're gonna need to, folks, when someone is speaking, they should speak alone. Okay, right through to the end, they land. You come in with your own views, and be as contentious as you can. Of course, I'm not saying you should be libelous, you should defame anyone, but I'm talking about you bringing your own unique views. Bring them afterwards so that people can benefit from everyone here who is speaking is important. And I have illustrated over the years that no matter who you are, you as a Zimbabwean, even if you are the poorest, when you open your mouth, you release riches. You actually release avenues that could change the whole country. And so we need to treat each person with that kind of respect. I'm saying this, folks, based on what I have practiced. And on this news network, people you have seen in the last 15 years, you have seen people who were nothing, but because they were given an ear, what they eventually contributed totally changed people's lives. And one of these people is Tawanda Kembo. In 2012, he was broke. He had been fired in an IT company. A young man from Chitungwiza. He had nothing. And you know what? We gave him a voice, an ear, this young man. And little did we know that this young man, within 7 years of that date, would rise to become the owner of the largest cryptocurrency company in Zimbabwe. Now, if you calculate how much cryptocurrency, the value, the money that crypto is bringing to economies right now, it's astounding. So a young vendor from Chitungwiza who didn't even have bus fare on that day, because people decided to listen to him, they didn't shut him down. Look at what became of him just less than 7 years later. So I'm hoping that we could do this, folks, because the topic here that we're dealing with is about the abuse of money. And the abuse of money starts with abusing people or not abusing people. We're talking about Tagwirei, and they're also juxtapositions that are being made of someone like Elon Musk, who has also benefited from the same Zimbabwe economy, and today is the richest man in the world. And some people here are saying he has earned his money properly. But I think you can see the reason why Elon Musk is the richest man in the world today Yes, of course, he benefited from Zimbabwe, but if he had remained in Zimbabwe or in South Africa where he came from, he would not be rich. Even if he had remained in Canada where his mother comes from, he would not have been rich. But he became super rich because he was rich already, right? These are rich people, but he became super rich when he crossed into America, where American economy listens to people. The economy gives it values people's contributions. And that is how all of a sudden, what Zimbabwe, South Africa, Canada, all these three countries could not give him, America was able to give him. America was able to grow his seed to become, now he becomes the richest man in the world. Saka ngatiteererei vamwe. Ndiri kutaura panapa maspace aya kaya ngave maspace ka ekupanana mari. I can almost quote Chiangwa. Ngatisataurei zvinhu singaunze mari. Ngatisataurei zvinhu singaunze cash. Ngatisaitei maspace ka asingaunze cash. Cash chaiyo. Even from honorable Mfapaira apa. Tinogona kutovapa ma-ideas. Atiri kutaura ipapo kuti endai munoisa sign. Cash iyo yatiri kuti endai munogadzira cash. Ogadzira cash panapa. Ngatigadzirei cash. Pano vari panapa, we've got 170 vari paspace. We've got 400 other people who are on video. Panapa. Cash inogona kutomuka panapa, but kwete cash yemadhiri. Cash yema-ideas andika anonza mari. My ideas anonza mari. Did you guys know, for instance, if you could only listen, do you know how much money you can make from AI technology? You guys don't know. I'll quickly drop this before we all go. There's a young man called William Sachiti. You guys don't talk about him. Why? William Sachiti, he is the Elon Musk of UK. He's a Zimbabwean who grew up in Harare, who went to Cranbourne Boys High School. You guys don't talk about this young man. I looked for this young man. I found him one day. And you know what? When I found him, taxi driver, that young man sent me an audio. I still have the audio here. And he told me, look, Simba, I'm too busy right now. I'm too busy making robots that are going to replace nurses and doctors in the NHS. I listened to that audio. I listened to it again. And then I could feel his spirit. I said, this young man has got a vision. There's another statement that he said to me. He said, gods are being born in the earth, Simba, every day. I was like, huh? He said, gods are being born in the earth every day. I said, huh? What is he trying to imply? There is money to make, folks, on the internet. So pana tichapa maspace panapa ngatisaye chitukana ngatiye kugadzira cash, kugadzira mari. I'm hoping that people can get it totally changed. I'm telling you, folks, there is money to make. And a young Zimbabwean who just 15 years ago was in Zimbabwe, he was at Cranbourne Boys High School. He was broke. Right now, he owns an army base in Britain, a whole British army base. And right now, he's busy making robots to replace nurses and doctors. While some people, we are here on Twitter, strangulating each other's throats, drowning each other. Aiwaga. Kana tikatuka tikadaya nditika ngatifunge zvecash zvokusimudzira mhuri dzedu nenyika. Right? I'm talking like Chiangwa today, but I've got to do that so that people get to see we are losing cash. Every second that we spend talking things and singaunze mari. Iko zvino right now. Avana Mfapaira there izvozvi so tiri paspace panapa. Ndaigona kunge ndatonyora izvozvi ndatotozviita izvozvi so. Izvozvi kutoburitsa mari kuti gagadzire chisign position man. Aita pana munhu anenge angoti iyo Mfapairi me shut up man. Mangwana tongono chidemolish chitrababla secho toisa chimwe chaicho. Nemari private man. Ndo kunonzi kuita ikoko. Maona. Kwete kungokakavadza na Mfapairi iwe usingaunze alternative. Saka ngatitaurei zvecash. Handiti ndizvo ndataurisa. Mdara. Right. Okay. Yeah, but folks, it is quite inspiring, I must say. I am impressed by William Sachiti. I will share later on what he told me. I've got to put it in an article. Right. So, folks, you know what? I think we've stretched. Could we move shift to Dobbs, and we need to start rounding down, because in and dealing with Mama Spaces, I don't like talk shows. If you notice these days, I'm doing they're very short. You rarely see me by my life. Because ndafunga zvecash. Ndafunga zvecash. Atoita maspaces anditi asingaunze mari. Toda kuti munhu wese ari panapa. Nhasi chaichai munhu wese anofanira kurara nhasi aita cash from this space. I benefit something from participating. This is how Elon Musk are. If you look at them, the little money that they got from the stones, they came together and they set up PayPal. Young white lads from South Africa and Namibia. South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Namibia. They came together, they set up PayPal. While people were here on the internet, they were busy setting up a whole new online banking system that totally changed and defied the whole science of banking transactions. And it's now the standard of banking now. You no longer have to go into a bank with your passport to open a bank account. You can do it with a mouse click now. In less than 10 minutes, you will have a bank account open, a whole bank account open now. Woroama Sports, what a business, so easily. Why? Some lads, and they came together, and they actually came together as a team, and they started sharing ideas. Let's do something totally different. Let's put HSBC, Halifax, Barclays, Standard Chartered out of business. Let's do our own, and look at them. So I'm just saying, Zimbabweans, maybe if we do this, then people could then show Tagwirei the light rather than just criticizing. But anyway, let's move to Dobbs quickly. Alternate Dobbs, and then we've got Signoro, please, in that order, and we're going to be shutting shortly. Dobbs.
But simple sadaro. Ndovura space tauya pano wakutuza kuti why are we here? Because we need to make money.
Tudakuita conversations ane mari. Komunoita emuda kuita ma conversations asina mari.
I apologize because wavura space up.
Tiri kutaura kane nyaya yaTagwirei. Tagwirei
make money per title.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Right. Let's see.
In a bad way.
No. But I've got more money. I've got more money than Tagwirei. Right. Let's hear from Dobbs. Dobbs, shoot. Dobbs are here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry for interrupting. Just a second. Simba, thank you very much. I like the way you
Right.
No,
okay.
Honorable.
No. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Maybe. Let's hear Honorable, because I think he was quieter. Honorable, talk about 1 minute, and then we'll move to Dobbs. Soon after Dobbs, we'll move to Douglas, and then Signor, and we're gonna be ending shortly. Thank you.
No, yes, I just wanted to say
2 minutes. Yeah.
I like the way you are pronounced.
Yes, sir.
To encounter with you. Most people know me. I call myself honorable with the fact that I contested in Makoni North as an MP. I'm not currently an MP, but my vision is to get into parliament one day. That's why I write as is on my profile. Don't quote me wrong on my account. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Even Vasingazare vanoti they are pregnant because it's about belief and faith.
Right. Okay, thank you very much. Let's move to Dobbs. Dobbs, shoot. Shoot, Dobbs. Okay, Dobbs, if you're quiet.
Yeah, many thanks, Simba.
Okay, thank you.
Many thanks, Simba.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
And honorable. Yeah, it's a good to have it. It's a good to have an ambition, but they don't always come true. But Salani, we don't accept you to compare people like that.
Iwe, Uran Plus, ane Mariedu Yakajuana.
No. I'm not talking about Run Plus. I'm talking about those who are saying as if because they did not choose that. It's
they didn't choose it, but by faith,
I think honorable. And
it can happen.
It's all right. It's all right.
Why not?
Especially
no, Sakai, I can't do that. Utokanganisa uriwe jobs. Unozvarisa here anyway.
Koma DNA unofoda anoshati.
Yo, chitadza kukubhadhara DNA.
Unofoda kuti yevarungu ndo inongo yega here. DNA yakagara iripo yevarungu inongo yemodification takagara tichingoita kubva kudhara. Totoziva maitiro atinoita. So many things but was I think they've become all that complicated because we no longer know Peter India. Because even that bridge, right in the to attend. Now they are that bubblers. Now they're telling us to find more among them Gananda. Because I just took a cat is Gananda, but I confirm my way to Gananda. Then Zimwala name Chitora comes to Masuri. Pammy Tara Malvita running by Shronga, one of us to a papa said Kupana, to Maripa. I just put our Pamani was in Govare one is mission.
I wrote that agenda and I wrote Badara and Mgabe.
No, artists, which are individual artists, who don't know agenda. But Mugabe was a nice man. Yakasiyama lecturer, she Tambira 2000. My teacher, she Tambira 500. But as well, she Canada, she knows the ED. But Tambira some 100 in Sungucha to a lecturer, not Dr. Nan. So, Ungoti hands Mugabaka Ipa, and people who are Gagaka, but I ED, Wagomana, this man is useless. Chese chunu de chake unokwa sema tauri wanga chitwa na own class kuti he captured the everything including mapera state house sovereign wealth fund akataura parliament amuna say you don't have to know even if he sells them. It is they don't have even to discuss it in parliament under the procurement and the assets disposal act. No, and even the way how we give tenders, you don't have to discuss it in parliament. So the parliament wana honorable maudangwenda kuzvinya kusina basa. If I was in Mavundira to meet and do today, I gonna show ban parliament because it's now useless. Maybe it probably used to be useless, but it was really maybe pick a farm. Do I understand say parliament because the rest are not so kushanda kwangu implement as society. Hopefully Vatu waruti dia kanaka hadi 2080 takusvika gura kunopera by 2020 by the end of this year by December but
sorry, Jobs, do you want there to be an election?
But Congress kumbira kuti momudza kuti since asikuda kuita kuextenda 2030 ngari twese that resolution akaita isewa. Because in the way, because I took on and good in the bench low bagu policy bureau down at but ku Congress who quite annual. This is waiting bony. Timbo 20 because those rules are near Papu data is. Tis looked at by 2028. The one also Sorora visa L. So I don't have much to say in terms of my really terribly powers.
Parliament so we can't go to elections, right?
No, and after we can't go. So far, we quit out the Sunday. Why do you misinterpret Susan? Parliament.
Also, you believe
It's not
in
for purpose
parliament, but and vakaisa vanhu muparliament hazi anachamisa vakati
no matter who vakaisa vanhu
vakakurasisa
chimbomira unzwe kuteerera kana munhu achitaura kwete you love listening to yourself. You
kuramba kutora
responsibility yekuti talk nonsense.
Responsibility, they're there because of you. Takakuudzai kuti vanhu ava vakarasika kudhara.
Akarasika ndini.
Did not select your triple C MPs, it was you, Nana Chamisa. So
right, I need Dobbs to speak alone without interruption. Right, for the next 2 minutes, Dobbs, it's you who is speaking. No one should interrupt, and if anyone interrupts, I'll have to drop everyone, and Dobbs only speaks here and only remains. So Dobbs, shoot.
No,
that's why I said I need you. Not at all. I just said that's why I had to mute. Okay, Solani, can you please keep quiet so that Dobbs does his delivery for 2 minutes uninterrupted? I will have to remove you and others because we can't have this. We can't be going on like this. We have to respect others. Okay, Dobbs, shoot.
Yeah, don't just.
You can drop me because.
Okay, shoot, Dobbs. Dobbs, go ahead, please.
Don't just assume that the brain you cannot distinguish what by respected. You know, indeed. Tinozori kurespect yawo mangwana tinoidzosera respect yacho mukatanga kuti disrespect atikazozvi.
It's good for people to express themselves, and Solani, you know what, you're welcome to speak out, but we've got to give others a chance to offload. Yeah.
So right, the problem atinayo yatiri kuti parliament haisi kushanda. We mean kuti kana yakunzi matenda, you don't speak about it. Mari dzatinokwereta, you don't speak about it. Our sovereign wealth fund, we don't speak about it. Parastatal, we don't speak about it. Ndo vanhu vatakaindisa kuparliament kuti vati represent, but vagajiwa manje kuti you don't speak about this. Yangofanana kuti vantongoye kuti accommodate kana vaenda kuparliament hakuna chiri kuitwa, ende namba yacho yakazowandisa wena yakurisa parliament yacho ende iri kuti muka ende vari kungowana benefits kuti mabenefits zvinani basa rese kuti hamubhadhari matogesi, hamubhadhari parking mutau, ende izvo zvacho ndo zvacho zvavanenge vachifanirwa kutorwira isusu, but how are they going to fight for those people kana vave comfortable sekuti havana everything vakushowana almost vakupiwa it free? How are they going to fight for civil servants kuti havana mari kana ivo vane mabenefits akadarika ema-civil servants akakura kudaro? So we have a problem in parliament pakuti achiti haisi kushanda. We want it to be reformed and be fit for purpose and even to be a bit smaller, because vamwe vanhu vakangoenda parliament pana sikotisa kupwanya akangoenda muso wakanonzi member of parliament kuti akazomboenda kubheki akanocontribute kana honorable vari panapa vanondiudza kuti chii chakacontributwa in parliament nasikotisa kupwanya kumadeploys. Fana wacho ari nani akatombofamba achiita zvebudget or so forth. We know what is happening. Saka musataure kuti kana taakutaura zvokuti parliament haisi kushanda then vamwe vanenhingi vanoda kuti taura ma-national issues, vamwe vanoda kungoenda partisans because they are trained to do that and get paid to do that. We will end up not respecting them. Takungotaura zvotoda kutaura and hazvimborevi kuti wakutoti jaja kuti hatina brain. Uyati ikoko kwacho kuseri ikoko tiite mahaso zvione kuti tinadzo brain. That end. Thanks everybody.
Thank you very much. Right, thank you, Dobbs. Let's move to Signoro. Signoro, vachiri pere. Signoro, Matiza. Yeah, but signor, signor, take 3 minutes. Can you uninterrupted 3 minutes, please?
And tiripa politics anditika tisada kusaizana atingauyi panapa tichitaura zvisizvo tinogona kutaura zvisizvo, but there's a better way of checking whether tiri kunyepa kana but mukada kuita madisruptions muchida kuti kufungidza wati the president of Zimbabwe baba vatongai president weZANU-PF said rakasha surely pana pachaguva panapa. We are not going to take this lightly. And it's not a threat. We'll defend ourselves vigorously. Yes, as there's a better way right? Some of us, we are very connected. I'm very connected, and I don't want to sugarcoat that. I discovered something about Ronblacks today. I will talk to Sel. The Ndebele family, I know them. Long shot. My own brother, who is also Simba, Center for Information and Technology, Sigma College.
Yes.
Simba Kanza.
Yes, I know it. Yeah.
That's my brother. You get my point. No, right, I'm not shy, and I don't sugarcoat. What I'm saying is, when it comes to national interest, he's my brother. Probably the Chivayos back then. Those who know, they know. So I told Zanya, I was going to Zimbabwe because maybe you got it to change. But this is about Zimbabwe, our country. You know what Simba said? This is nothing, but somebody argued, some people argued the one per space. When someone was saying, are we insane? You know what they said? We live in that. Guys, are we okay, guys? Anyway, all I can say, because it's not pay rise, guys. It's not pay rise. As no pay Ramanga Guanunga. No, wachangira futini but in plus 100 years. Tukunyora mazita, and it's not a threat. Are you going to be attacking Wamnangagwa or you are going to be defending Wamnangagwa and our city Babas? It's that simple. I would have said Baneta and Dinete. Some of us total Babas, and not Babas Abana. I'm self-employed, I'm not employed by anyone, I'm non-aligned. I'm not the only one. But we are here to defend the sovereignty. So Simba, kana paina ari kutera zvandiri kutaura achidawo inini ndopati pambudzi hapasi patira babalash. We've come to a point of being pragmatic now, not to just talk. I said it, and I'll continue to say it. Sometimes, someone tells you something, you think they are going to be part of us. So what am I saying? How can action? Action speaks to rejection, not talking day and night. And in I that right. You could have because I need to protect my heritage, my sovereignty. There's one thing that we forget to talk about, Panyai. I see Yango Kubizana. So, President Majokes Kufamu Kukwekwe, and our Babasa is the head of state and government. Majokes Shoma. Now, with a situation where he wants to bring nicknames into our national heritage, it does not work and it shall not work. Kanamda wana tine power. Toko la mobilize, hizi tutange hizi. Wanotsanya mtange kutsanya, wanesi sabute pass. It's that simple. Because no whichever way you believe, no cornerstone in Zimbabwe. Where this thing is a couch, you are fighting us spiritually, which it pushes some politics. We can even, I want you to get me right. I've not asked for anything, but if there's anybody that can kumbira tsikidzika, tada kumbira ziri nyuchi vanhu vari umwe nenyuchi vatize muoffice. It's that simple. Pound for pound. It's that simple because we are spiritual beings. And msatambe nimwe vanhu vari kutambudzika. Msatambe nemwe vanhu vari kutambudzika. Isati nabasa, but pane vari kuchema right now. And the Simba, if I'm exaggerating, anyone who knows what I'm talking about, please share this. There are people who died. They are still crying. Their voices. They are still musango. Wasati wana decent burial. Students, archaeology, if you are here, tell the people of Zimbabwe the truth. You go Gnanachimoyo. All I'm saying, guys, pane zvinhu zvokufungidzana. Pane zvinhu zvokuti mistakes. But ngarigoita madana soka. Nyika yeZimbabwe. Bamini wangu obetu wakashamswa. Anditi. Iya madzedits. They are brothers and sisters. Kusikuti imhandidzi. But tinoda kuona kuti vasi simple. How are we going to manage Zimbabwe? It is that simple, guys. Guys, nyaya yeZimbabwe yakatimirira whether we like it or not, and I want to learn. Simba, I've said, and I'm not saying I'm the best, but in that purpose, I'll do what I'm supposed to do best. I do not care whether you insult me or not. It will not change. It's the chocolate chiripo. And the people, the system drivers, state security, you know what I'm saying is true. I may not be accurate. But for the longest, I've been saying, watch out for Elon Musk. What tells you, informs you into Babasa? I've insulted the Queen of England. I'm not bragging. Kanon Babasa, you jump, you don't say how high. We're in this situation because of the English people, and now their counterparts in Ghana as well, they are tormenting us. You spoke about Elon Musk, you spoke about traffic gura. I'm not talking about traffic gura. And then I'll continue to speak. And do not report to anybody. And it's not about how I get the information. It's about you checking the information, not me as me. Anybody who speaks here. Let's not fight. Let's treat it as buffet. You take it if you want. If you don't, there's no need to fight. We are slowly getting Panenya Zimbabwe. Traffic Gura is compromised in partnering Tagwirei, who is a frontier first family front. Who was engineering? Was it not Mnangagwa around President Mugabe? Is he probably not the one of the people that feed into the president, advise the president? I'm being inquisitive. I don't know. But until we understand how the system operates, we'll probably understand it. Maybe, get me right, Simba, maybe. Here could that agree, I can introduce some first family, na ED. Maybe copying from Kamshinda, those who know, they know, who was managing my assets around Gabi. But fast forward, Traffic Gura, compromising the Indigenization Act. And no, I don't hear anybody talking about it here. We have an act of parliament that seeks to empower me, all of us, which is the foundation of building an economy. But top buys this so top pussy squad for the longest time. Tichashika panenya chap. Elon Musk. Mutangwa. I don't say the common words which are not good to say Mwariwawe Newe. I will not say Mwariwawe Newe. But Mchangwa, you cannot publicly brag and tell the people of Zimbabwe that Takapa Starlink, Elon Musk, kuna Elon Musk. Tashawa Ameris. And do you understand what that means, Zimbabwe? When the United States of America politics, I'm not saying election, politics has been tampered with, has been changed by Elon Musk through internet, through this space, Twitter. Do you understand, or we don't care to understand why they rejected Elon Musk to South Africa? Ndiye munatotora etesa topinza mumba ochibata kuti G. Guys, we can do better. But sorry Simba, beautiful space. Ndakati chatukana charovana pana tozonoitika kuti tisimbisane. Tozoenda kana kukusondo tenda kumagusa tonokumbira regerero.
Well, some of us among Ambassador Christopher Mchangwa, our business, our models, we need Africana capital. What do you say about that? Okay, sure. No, it was a question to you directly. It's just a question. It's a question. Yeah.
Mchangwa ndiye aka-invite China to Zimbabwe. I want to repeat softly. If you know, you know. The crew of China. I'm not saying that with my own ears. Mchangwa, Munyanyiwa, Kaseke, may he so rest in peace. Those who are stupid enough to believe anything but no, it's a continuation from all other friends. You are lying to yourself. And I'm saying this eloquently so that you understand. There are many projects that are initiated by individuals, sold to ZANU-PF, they become a problematic problem, just like the barbaric tribalias. It is individuals, people of Zimbabwe, just like the statue, which is so ugly and disgusting and abomination of our tradition. There's no such a thing. They are individuals. That being said, Muchangwa murukutaura ndonyanya dzevanu idzodzo dzinoita kuti nyika yedu isafambe zvakanaka. But toita problem yema leaders who want to please individuals, and now the whole country is being mortgaged to individuals in Uganda. I will use my mic for now. If there's anybody who is being provoked by what I said, correct me. But this is 2025. We are not going to sugarcoat. We are going to resist vigorously. And then I'll continue to call this thing, this scandalous project, Panonzi Bambuzi ecosystem yakapazwa iyoyo. I know Mwari vanochengeta, those people will find occupation somewhere else. You must think and think again, Simba. There is a whole economy that has been frustrated, families that have been frustrated as you speak right now. I hear my mic.
Well, thank you very much. Do you know what? We're going to need to be ending shortly, folks. There's an aspect of a flood warning, okay? A possible flood warning. Has anyone really looked at that? Honorable Mfapairi, this is going to be a question to you before we move to taxi driver. You were asked about the polls for a comparator. What we need from you, Honorable, is a comparator in South Africa. So we're talking a similar signpost that you could present in South Africa that is on an interchange, that is made of wood, that is whose poles are made of wood, and also number two, that does not have directions to an airport, a major airport. But you see, not only are the signposts suspended by wood at Trabablas. The very interchange itself, it's suspended on.
Sorry, Simba.
Let me finish. No, let me finish.
I'm just asking a question.
Okay, that's fine. Well, but they're calling it Trabablas. I appreciate that. They're calling it Trabablas. Right. So the very interchange itself, the road, the infrastructure, it's suspended on sand. Sand that was artificially shaped into a molehill around the interchange, causing it to become 2 dam walls. So don't you think that there was an amateurish project done there? Because surely not only are the poles made of wood, but the pillars of this interchange and the pillars of the road, they're not reinforced steel or concrete. They are sand, mavu, sand that is underneath, and also sand that was artificially shaped into a pillar. So don't you think that we could have a scene here? I'm going to post a picture of what the interchange could easily be anytime in the coming few days, now that we are getting into maybe not days, excuse me, in the coming few months, now that we're getting into the rainy season, what the interchange could be flooded. And not only will it flood the interchange, it will also flood the world's largest tobacco auction floors. The world's largest tobacco auction floors. So could this interchange not be a whole total disaster? Am I wrong that tobacco auction floors is just at the side there? So it's going to flood the entire area, including drowning the world's largest tobacco auction floors. Boka. Honorable Mfapaira, I know you're quiet. Honorable. Okay, honorable is quiet. Okay.
This is how we're going to deal with it. Because this must stop, Simba. It must stop.
Well, right. Okay, so who's going to speak? Let's have taxi driver. You're going to be the last one. Taxi driver. Hakumana mango gadzira zvenyu makamanga kutaura kuti munogadzira dhemu munogadzira another Kariba Mwarari apa magadzira kuti munogadzira interchange manogadzira magetsi here. Taxi driver, shoot. Shoot, taxi driver, go ahead. Taxi driver, you're quiet again.
You know what, Simba? There's a Harare Drive,
yes.
It connects through that Boots interchange. The design in Harare Drive is like the London setup. You know, you want to avoid going through London, which is a beautiful, noble idea. I don't know if you remember, Harare Drive goes all the map, so the reason why I'm saying this, the connectivity, because it's not just the interchange. The road links that link to the interchange. It's like not worrying about siltation wakadhem, right? Uchida kuti mvura ipinde mudhem. It's nonsensical. Some of us, we are technical like that. We understand, but I'm not up to date. I'm not a civil engineer. But it's a basic information of understanding that it is connecting the traffic round into Zimbabwe, into Harare. So all those things are linking and adding to what we are talking about. So there are more problems that we have not started like talking about. There are so many things surrounding this. So what we are alluding to, you are not wishing that thing collapse. No, you're not wishing that thing becomes a failure. But we can do better, guys. Let's get to
Unfortunately, that's exactly what we've been telling them. Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, I cannot afford not to be a Zimbabwean. But sometimes, guys, no this. Kokuwakawo zvinani mobauka mushika zvinobudika is a cult. Guys, hakuna mubiro wakada. Hakuna mubiro wakada.
Right, I think you've been cut, folks. Right, Signora has been cut. You know what, folks? I think we have.
I mean, let's see.
Right, thank you very much, Signora. Signora, thank you so much, folks. I think.
Chabvunzana mubvunzo kuti vamunangagwa vayaka mavabvisa kana kuti vabva kana kuti mwari vavatora or whatever. I want vamunangagwa kuti vabve muofisi vari vapenyu so that we can have a good story to talk about. Thank you.
Okay, folks, you know what?
You did very well. You see, honorable vanga vachitaura avo vari kutaura maybe vamwe vavo vakavatarisa. Interchange by its nature ingadai yaita kubvisa traffic kuti pasaite congestion. Manje ukaenda naSimon Marusorodze, there is a huge congestion after that bridge. Ukaenda kuchitunguza the huge congestion. Kwa hiyo interchange toda kuti i-advertise chini, ishowewo iconic places. Ngaishowe sign inoenda kuCharles Prince Airport, ishowe sign inokuudza kuti kwaMutare unoenda wakadai airport yedu. Pakadai paine huge signage inoratidza kuti nekuairport kwakadai kwese kungadai kwataridzwa. Ukaenda nerodhi unonobuda wakuenda kuChinoi, ukaenda nerodhi zvese zvinofanirwa kushowiwa ipapo. Then mainjiniers edu vese votadza kuzviziva izvozvo. Ndo zvinonetsa kana vanhu vachiita zvinhu zvisina plan zvine looting mukati. Interchange yakamhanyirirwa chose nekuda kwekuti pa2023 election Chamisa yakauya achiti toda kuita maspaghetti roads. ZANU-PF ndombva yamhanya nayo yaifanirwa kupera before my elections kuti igane support for ZANU-PF, but then yakazoita the same thing yakangoitwa seSADC summit yekuti tinopedzisira taisa mavhila maita crowd out, hotel accommodation ese marova, kusina vanhu vari kuenda kumikuza, kusina vanhu vari kuenda kuSheraton, hakusina. These are not shooting yourselves in the feet. Because no mari
Looks like the space has been dropped. I don't know why. Right, it looks like the space has been dropped, folks. Apologies, we're gonna need to end. Thank you for coming in, much appreciated.
Kutambutsa na embeso, ondie manya
Bechimuka ndiani company inonzi fossil contracting. Saka pese pamunoona pachigadzirwa nemarodzi ndiye uyu ndiye chigananda manje yakona company yake ndio inogadzira marodzi. Ane company imwe zvakare inoita zvecement inonzi Yaka Kaya. Umwe wacho asipo panapa ndiani Yaka. Uyu ane Kaya cement yaimbonziyo chi Lafarge. Chigananda ichi. Ndokumbura kuti ndimbocorrecta something. Ati ndisa correct. Ina handidi kupa credit yaisiri yako. Handitori zvinhu zvisiri zvangu. Uyu ndindakamukudza kuti aite business kubva achitanga. Asi handizini ndakavaka Mbare Msika. Mbare Msika iyi yakavakwa iyo.
Wakatomboireiza nyaya iyi last week.
Ndiye akaita.
Saka isyndicate kana kaitwe kutodzingwa kautokaita kamusika kabisi chakayo.
Iri kunetsa nyaya yacho nekuti
matauriro amuri kutoita zvekutoratidza kuti comrade kutodzingwa musika hapana patiyanzi tidzokere mumusika. Saka zvinhu zvedu tichazviona kupi?
ndopatiri kuti zvichiwanikwa pari kuti netsei nyaya yekuchinjwa kwemari ndo nyaya iri kuitika nekuti ipapapa hauisi Mbare chete ichaitika izvi. Muchaona kuti handiti munoziva mupedzanamo kuti pari kutorwa nyaya imwe chete iyoyo then poita pachitumbwisa kana muchiziva pachikwana paya pane nyaya imwe chete then kozoita ndisingaizozivi masvingo kuti vari kutaura nekuti nzvimbo dzaidzitorwa dzakati wandei. Nzvimbo dziri kutaurwa dzakati wandei kuda kuti kwai zvasi kungoti nyaya yezigi
ndikuwadza vanhu comrade. Nyaya iyi vari kukuwadza vanhu.
Meeting yekupurika yakanzurwa naishefu.
Aiwa, handizivi but ndofunga iriko. Taurai namachacha. Inokanzurwa. Taurai namachacha.
Okay, saka tiripo natwai natenemi.
Ndikufunga kuti handizivi nini because handisi central committee member. But ivo variko ikoko.
Okay.
I don't know. Handombozivi kuti yakanzurwa kana kuti yaitwa sei. Taurai namachacha kando vakuru venyu naivo. Thanks, bye.
Okay, tungonzwa kuti number 2 vaasi kufara.
Kuda kwazve Regiment Tagwirei ndio number 1 chigananda ichi. Chotoda kutoita president ichochi. Chinotamba achiti zeve mushi. Achifura nawo kuSyria. Kuti kana iye akasapinda panopinda kuSyria. Ndiye munhu ari kupuhwa mamaini ose. Right ehurumende. Ndiye munhu ari kupiwa makambani ese ehurumende. Ndakapotaura last time. Ndikapa maexample ana ZB, ana CBZ, ana Fidelity, makambani akati one day.
Bechimuka ndiani company inonzi fossil contracting. Saka pese pamunoona pachigadzirwa nemarodzi ndiye uyu ndiye chigananda manje yakona company yake ndio inogadzira marodzi. Ane company imwe zvakare inoita zvecement inonzi Yaka Kaya. Umwe wacho asipo panapa ndiani Yaka. Uyu ane Kaya cement yaimbonziyo chi Lafarge. Chigananda ichi. Ndokumbura kuti ndimbocorrecta something. Ati ndisa correct. Ina handidi kupa credit yaisiri yako. Handitori zvinhu zvisiri zvangu. uyu ndindakamukudza kuti aite business kubva achitanga, asi handizini ndakavaka Mbare Msika. Mbare Msika iyi yakavakwa iyo
wakatomboireisa nyaya iyi last week
ndiye akaita
iri kunetsa nyaya yacho nekuti
matauri amuri kutoita zvekutoratidza kuti comrade kutodzingwa musika hapana patiyanzi tidzokere mumusiko, saka zvinhu zvedu tichazviona kupi?
ndobva tiri kuti zvichiwanikwa pari kuti netsei nyaya yekuchinjwa kwemari ndo nyaya iri kuitika, nekuti ipapapa hauisi Mbare chete ichaitika izvi. Muchaona kuti handiti munoziva mupedzanamo kuti pari kutaurwa nyaya imwe chete iyoyo, then poita pachitumbwisa kana muchiziva pachikwana paya pane nyaya imwe chete, then kozoita ndisingaizozivi masvingo vari kutaura, nekuti nzvimbo dziri kutaurwa dzakati wandei, nzvimbo dziri kutaurwa dzakati wandei zvinga kuti kwai zvasi kungoti nyaya yezigi
ndoyakunzizekuwadza vanhu comrade, nyaya iyi vari kukuwadza vanhu.
Meeting yekuprikabe yakanzirwa naishef.
Aiwa, handizivi but ndofunga iriko.
Taurai namachacha. Taurai namachacha inokanzirwa. Taurai namachacha.
Okay, saka tiripo na tename.
Ndikufunga kuti handizivi nini because handisi central committee member. But ivo variko ikoko.
Okay.
I don't know. Handombozivi kuti yakanzirwa kana kuti yaitwa sei. Taurai namachacha kando vakuru venyu naiva kuma. Thanks, bye.
Okay, tungonzwa kuti number 2 vaasi kufara.
Ndakwashe. Regiment Tagwirei. Ndo number 1 chidananda ichi. Chotoda kutoita president ichochi. Chinotamba achiti zeve mushi. Achifurana nawo kuSyria. Kuti kana iye akasapinda panopinda kuSyria. Ndiye munhu ari kupiwa mamaini ose. Right, ehurumende. Ndiye munhu ari kupiwa makambani ese ehurumende. Ndakapotaura last time. Ndikapa maexample ana ZB, ana CBZ, ana Fidelity, makambani akati one day.
Bechimuka ndiani company inonzi Fossil Contracting. Saka pese pamunoona pachigadzirwa nemarodzi ndiye uyu ndiye chigananda manje yakona company yake ndio inogadzira marodzi. Ane company imwe zvakare inoita zve-cement inonzi Yaka. Kaya. Kumwe wacho asipo panapa ndiane Yaka. Uyu ane Kaya cement yaimbonziwo chi Lafarge. Chigananda ichi. Ndokubuda kuti ndimbocorrecta something. Ati ndisacorrect. Ina handidi kupa credit yaisiri yako. Handitori zvinhu zvisiri zvangu. Uyu ndindakamukudza kuti aite business kubva achitanga. Asi handizini ndakavaka Mbare Msika. Mbare Msika iyi yakavakwa iyo.
Wakatomboireisa nyaya iyi last week.
Ndiye akaita.
Saka isyndicate kana kaitwe kutodzingwa patakaita kumusika kabisira kangu.
Iri kunetsa nyaya yacho nekuti
matauri amuri kutoita zvekutoratidza kuti comrade kutodzingwa mumusika hapana patiyanzi tidzokere mumusiko, saka zvinhu zvedu tichazviona kupi?
ndobva tiri kuti zvichiwanikwa pari kuti netsei nyaya yekuchinjwa kwemari ndo nyaya iri kuitika, nekuti ipapapa hauisi Mbare chete ichaitika izvi. Muchaona kuti handiti munoziva mupedzanamo kuti pari kutaurwa nyaya imwe chete iyoyo, then poita pachitumbwisa kana muchiziva pachikwana paya pane nyaya imwe chete, then kozoita ndisingaizozivi masvingo vari kutaura, nekuti nzvimbo dzari dzitaurwa dzakati wandei, nzvimbo dziri kutaurwa dzakati wandei zvinga kuti kwai zvasi kungoti nyaya yezigi
ndoyakunzizekuwadza vanhu comrade, nyaya iyi vari kukuwadza vanhu.
Meeting yekuprikabe yakanzirwa naishef.
aiwa handizivi but ndofunga taurai namachacha ainokanzurwa taurai namachacha
okay saka tiripo natwai natenei
ndofunga kuti handizivi nini because handizendwa but ivo vari
kuda kwazo ndio number 1 kudananga choto raupeka president ichochi chinotamba hatitizemi hachifurana ukusiriya kuti kana iye akasapinda panopinda ukusiriya ndiye munhu ari kupuhwa mamaini ose raite hurumende ndiye munhu ari kupiwa makambani ese ehurumende ndakambotava last time ndikapa maexample ana zb ana cbz ana fidelity makambani akati wandei
Benchi Muganzia ni company inonzi Fossil Contracting.